underway. Alliance versus Virtus Pro. Admiral, give me the scoop.
Well, Alliance coming into this tournament, there was a chance you could have considered them the favorite. They have 2015 world champion Osaka on the team. They have Orange on the team, who's been having fantastic success across his career, and recently, even more so, putting together a spree of tournament wins. And with the new addition of Powder there, Powder has just been a veteran of the scene, very consistently performing. Not a lot of huge titles under his belt, but this guy's been a force in Hearthstone and been practicing with some of the best players in the world for many years now.
We'll see if they can try and live up more to those expectations. But let's go ahead and explain the match format for you guys for Trinity Series. Each team has submitted 9 unique decks, one for each of the 9 classes. Prior to the match, each team will ban away 2 of the opposing team's decks, and then they'll exclude one of the remaining 7 to be left with 6 to play during the best of 11. We'll use the last hero standing, of course, as if you guys have been watching Trinity Series. It means the winning deck moves on to the next game automatically. The losing deck is eliminated from play in the series. There you go. On your screen, there's the pick and ban phase for Alliance and Virtus Pro. Each of those 9 icons represents the 9 unique decks that these players have brought. First bans are in Admirable. Shaman banned away from Alliance. Rogue banned away from Virtus Pro. Pretty standard stuff.
Yeah, 2 of our most common bans that we've seen in the Trinity series. Shaman, just one of the most powerful decks at the moment, and Rogue tends to be very good versus the wide range of decks you're forced to play.
All right, let's see the second ban's Warrior banned away. So again, pretty standard. Usually we see the split between one team gets to play Rogue, one team gets to play Shaman, and Hunter is going to be excluded. A little sad there. Of course, all these teams submit their decks at the same time, so these teams weren't able to be swayed by Tempo Storm's success with Hunter yesterday, and they're going to go ahead and exclude Rexxar. Rexxar has been excluded in every single match except for 2. One yesterday, which was the Paladin exclusion, then one in week number 2, which was a Priest exclusion. Both now Hunter. Sad.
Yeah, Hunter just not been the greatest deck in a lot of play. Just it's very low in terms of its ability to actually navigate with the tools they have, but it's been having fantastic success in the Trinity series, and I think the timing of that deck being used is more important than the deck itself.
Yeah, 80% win rate Hunter has at the moment, much thanks to Tempo Storm yesterday. But there's Alliance, Osaka, Orange, and Powder. Osaka on Druid Paladin, Orange on Rogue and Priest, and Powder on Mage and Warlock. Keep in mind, though, even though these players are piloting those decks, it's the team working together to win this match.
Yeah, Virtus Pro, it's going to be Dr. Hippie, Name It, and Bunny Hopper running on Priest, Shaman, Warlock, Druid, and Paladin, Mage, respectively. Virtus Pro, their team had basically formed at the EU Winter Championships when the 3 of these guys were there, and they've been fantastic players thus far. Dr. Hippie making it to the runner-up at the World Championships this recent year to be bested by Pavel in the finals, who's just been on fire in the last year and a half in tournament play. He just has an absurd match win rate that's there. But Virtus Pro, they're no slouches themselves. These guys play to win, and they play very hard at that. The thing that I'm a little bit concerned with Virtus Pro is that their lineups tend to be a bit more standard, and as a result, they're a little bit more predictable, I'd say. But Alliance kind of tends to be that same way as well.
Yeah. One thing that Virtus Pro has done with innovation is in the Mage slot. They brought Freeze Mage one week. They brought Tempo Mage one week. They have not been predictable with Mage, but pretty much everything else has been. So we're going to jump into game number 1. Also, as another thing to note as we get into this game, let's be honest here. These are the 2 teams that have looked the most shaky throughout the Trinity series thus far. They're both sitting not at the bottom of the standings, but with a loss here, they'd be tied with Cloud9 for that last place spot. So a big win, a big deal here for both these teams. A win would mean a lot. And
Bunny Hopper yawning early on.
Also, this appears to be Freeze Mage.
Well, it could be. This also could be the Reno Mage that Rage tends to run, where he likes to run a heavy cycle build, and he was the player who really popularized using the additional resources. Nothing yet will indicate 100% that it's Freeze Mage. All these cards are found in Reno Mage builds as well, but it's sitting somewhere between those 2.
The fact that Bunny Hopper's playing it as opposed to Dr. Hippie lends me to believe that it's actually not Freeze Mage, because Dr. Hippie, of course, world-renowned for his Freeze Mage play, especially towards the end of last year. And again, nothing so far that indicates one way or the other. But I would actually, even though the mulligans and things, all those cards could be Freeze Mage, and some of them may not be Reno Mage, I'm still leaning towards Reno Mage, to be honest.
I'm a little bit on the opposite side. I think I'm leaning towards Freeze Mage because we haven't seen anything weird so far. And there's a lot of
that's true.
There's a lot of weird cards in Reno Mage builds. When I say weird cards, what I mean is cards you don't typically see historically in Freeze Mage builds.
It's just weird that Dr. Hippie's not playing it. I don't know. It's hard for me to wrap my head around.
The Mage is the one deck they toy with, though.
That's true.
They try to keep their opponents off guard. So I am a little bit curious where this goes afterwards.
Maybe it's mind games. Maybe the Alliance thinking the same thing. If it's Bunny Hopper piling the deck, it can't be Freeze Mage. Then boom, they hit him with it's Freeze Mage.
Yeah, Evolved Kobold going to be the big tell there. That card is used in combination with Emperor Thorson to discount the cards in your hand, as well as a lot of burn spells to deliver a 3-mana card that can deal 8+ damage in a single turn.
Admiral, I still think it's Reno Mage. It's Evolved Kobold Reno Mage.
There's an almost 0% chance of that. It's virtually impossible.
It's been sweeping the ladder, right? I don't know if you've been playing Hearthstone this morning, but it's really taken over.
Yeah. Alliance with a really interesting decision here as well. I don't think that they have necessarily a read that it's one way or the other yet either. And Bran may be hitting the board here. If Bran sticks, the Cabal Talon Priest in hand is going to get double battle cries because of Bran. And that a 2/10 Bran means they're going to get a lot of value from things like Draconid Operative, getting those extra cards, and Blackwing Corruptor delivering that damage directly to Virtus Pro.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about this matchup a little bit now that we are pretty sure it's Freeze Mage. This matchup is probably not one that a lot of people are familiar with, since Dragon Priest has changed a lot since the olden days. In the past, Freeze Mage was heavily favored against Dragon Priest, but Dragon Priest has a lot more tools now. You know, they have more early aggression, they have bigger minions in the mid game. They also have Draconid Operative, which is a huge tool in that mid game. You can pick up things like Ice Block, you can pick up Alexstrasza, you can pick up tools that can basically make it very, very tough for the Freeze Mage to close out the game. And I think that's swayed the matchup a little more towards the Dragon Priest side. Maybe not favorable, but more towards. But let's go and listen to Alliance and hear their thoughts.
Now question is,
I guess we just play Talon Priest.
no, I'm not completely sure. Like, how important that it's gonna be that we have Blackwing Corruptor activate next turn. Put in an extra 2 for him would be kind of nice.
No, we need the
not nice enough to deny both 3 damage things, and we
we have to play just Cabal. We never play.
It's just Cabal.
If he plays nothing, we draw Operative. It's also pretty bad if we play.
Yeah.
The Operative draw.
It means every draw on the deck, right?
Yeah.
Just go Acolyte Ping, right?
Right.
Who's left one?
Yeah, the left one.
Let the pain speak to me.
I have no idea if they're freeze Reno. I would probably lean towards them being freeze at this.
Yeah, seems like freeze.
I'm just gonna Blackwing Corruptor go face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wield the power of black.
I mean, we have the best card in the deck against Freeze Mage. So.
Well, is the best card in the deck enough against Freeze Mage though?
What?
Of course, that best card they're referring to is Ragnaros the Fire Lord. 8 damage at the end of your turn, and Freeze Mage has very few ways to effectively interact with that card.
Yeah, you also heard it mentioned, though, that, you know, is the best card against Freeze Mage even enough? So, obviously, they still think this is a poor matchup, even though, you know, Draconid Operatives make it a little bit closer. Ragnaros in your build makes it a little bit closer. But, you know, still think it's an unfavorable just because of the fact that Priest has almost 0 damage from hand. So when their board gets frozen, they really are helpless. They can't do much to close out games.
Yeah.
And that buys the Freeze Mage a lot of time.
The one benefit that Alliance has in the position that they are is that Doomsayer is a very difficult card for Virtus Pro to decide to use. If they go for a Doomsayer turn to sweep, a card as simple as Shadow Word Pain can swing that all around. You just destroy the Doomsayer and keep your minions alive. And they pick up Draconid Operative. You heard them mention this. But yeah, those 3 players are very aware that this is a fairly poor matchup at times. Oskaka, you know, we mentioned that Dr. Hippie was a world-renowned Freeze Mage player. Oskaka is as well. I mean, he piloted it to the World Championship victory the year he won.
Very true. Not the best options, I'd say, from the Draconid Operative. You do want, like, sort of disruption tools. Like Ice Block is usually a fantastic option. But they do get some information. One, that Emperor Thorsan is not in the hand, so they shouldn't be worried about, you know, a one-turn kill anytime soon. But, you know, this is one of those decks where you don't really need a one-turn kill. A lot of times you can kill them by just Alexstrasza, and then as long as you're not dead the following turn, you can usually kill them from 17, which is likely the life total they're at after their heal.
There's a good chance that Holy Nova can play a role in this matchup in servicing as an extra turn for Alliance. Let's listen to Virtus Pro as they head into a 9-hand turn.
Do we trade the Acolyte? If it's no, we'll play double Doomsayer. If not, we just Flame Strike. But in the next turn, we're gonna Blizzard and win.
We Flame Strike after Blizzard.
Yeah, for sure.
But right now, Blizzard is not that good.
We could go Arcane Intellect and then Ice Barrier.
We'll withdraw.
Or we can also just trade first.
What to do?
I think we trade first.
Now what?
Well, that's so good. I don't know.
Probably play one. What do you want to do? Intellect and Iceland's Barrier, right?
Yeah. First, start with Barrier.
It's so weird. On the first game, I always have latency issues.
Yes. Nice Barrier.
Then just Emperor, right?
Is there any point in not playing Emperor here? Is it better ever to go Black when Net of Spite?
You play the Emperor, but the question is if you play the Twilight Whelp.
Why not?
Because we have another dragon. It's not like...
I don't think we're gonna play the Sasha Drake anytime soon. So...
Yeah, I agree. We get another Spite off, we get another dragon anyway, so...
Yeah.
It's slightly better if he doesn't AoE freeze.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward approach to this game from both sides here. I mean, Freeze Mage has always been sort of a linear deck. So you can hear not too much communication going, pretty much just like that micro play that we talked about yesterday. Do we need this Twilight Whelp? Like, that's the biggest discussion that's going on at the moment. Not too much of a game plan. Alliance just wants to get that rag down as quick as possible.
Right. For Virtus Pro, it's just simply about freezing the board over and over again until they find the critical mass of damage to end the game. And this is the turn they want to set up the Doomsayer rather than last turn so that they can nail that Alexstrasza on turn 9. That 9-mana card in the center of the hand is going to set Alliance down to 15. And so if Virtus Pro had cleared the board last turn, what would they do with their turn 8 here? It'd almost be nothing. And then Alliance would be able to redevelop, and then Alexstrasza is not as good. If they get a Doomsayer off this turn, though, it's hyper powerful. So they're looking, I think, to maybe play a double Doomsayer turn on this one.
They do want to think about, though, usually when you play Alexstrasza in this matchup, you want to be able to kill them the following turn, or within 2 turns. And now they really have no hope of doing that. You know, there's not even a chain of 2 draws, really, that's going to help them do it. Maybe Fireball, Ice Lance. But let's go ahead and listen into Alliance and see how they're going to deal with this Doomsayer. Are they going to take the risk?
We always start with Nether Spite because it can give us book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once upon a time.
I did.
It's not it.
Straconid Crush or Chromagus? Which one's better?
Right, so let's think about the rest of the turn, though, regardless of what we pick. If we let this go off and he Alexes us, we don't have deaths, and I think we actually just insta-lose if he Alexes us on empty board.
I just want a rag.
I might even consider rag, right?
I want a rag, 100%. We can't let the Doomsayer go.
Yeah, I mean, it's 50-50 on the rag, and it's less than Shadowwood Pain, right?
We take Crusher. We take Crusher because rag was face we have 9-9.
And then we play rag.
Play right.
Let's go.
Let's go. Hit the Doomsayer, baby.
Ben broke one time.
Ben Pro. Yeah, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
I knew it was a good idea to put me behind the Ragnar.
Let's go, baby.
First Nova.
Yeah,
So
like
loot order.
I like that.
Noise first.
yeah, like this.
We get super wrecked by Holy Nova though.
I wonder.
They need Holy Nova and Shadow playing.
But they
Or
still
direct.
50-50.
So we just go novice, right?
Right.
I hope you like my invention.
Then loot. Loot Hoarder, Doomsayer, Frost Nova.
Yes.
Mind if I roll need? The end is coming!
So again, they need to deal with Bird and win 50-50.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, we can
Imagine
play
if
over
we
and
did-
draw off the cleric or off the Azure pick. We can shoot. Wait, no, we can't. play.
No,
Never
we
mind,
can't.
never mind.
No, we can't play anything. So you just have to Nova and, well, pray again.
Yeah, I guess.
Wait, there's nothing, right? There's no way to. No, there's
No,
no way.
we cannot make any room in any way.
Like maybe we shouldn't have played the.
Play the Nether's fight. Yeah, it could give us book room. It was
I
definitely
guess.
correct to play it. But it's the Twilight well that could have been, you know.
I just use
Okay.
heal the 5/5.
Yeah.
Come on, Rag. You know you want to hit it again.
One more time.
One more time. Do it for us, baby.
Damn it. Well, on the bright side, we can
End of the world.
we can actually just empty our entire hand.
If they have if they have
Save
Our
Alex.
hand's pretty broken, honestly.
yeah.
I think Alex plays. No, wait. Downs being Downs. So the next turn.
We can play next turn it. With Frost Nova or some other place.
I think we can play Talnos next turn with the other stuff, right?
Yes.
So we
They
just
need
Alex.
Holy Nova, yeah, they don't have head bulk. Yeah, I think they're just Alex.
I bring life.
Well. Ragnaros can't always deliver.
I dream and the world trembles. Wrong dragon?
Yeah. That's the wrong one. Alliance.
Whoops.
Alliance is in a tough spot now. Their hand is actually really strong, but the problem is it's strong enough to actually handle the Alexstrasza. Right now they have only one way to protect themselves from getting hit by it, which is that Wormrest agent. Honestly, when I look at this turn, I'm curious if Alliance ever tries to draw a couple cards from the Northshire Cleric and pick up a Shadow Word Death here. Blackwing Corruptor on a minion, play the two Northshires and heal.
Yeah, that's...
Because right now, they're losing to Flamestrike. If Flamestrike hits, they're almost 100% dead.
They have the luxury of being able to play just about their entire hand because of all the Emperor discounts they got, but I think Alliance really needed either Shadow or Death to be picked up off the top here, or that Ragnaros to hit twice in a row. Can't win them all.
I wield the power.
Now, if they're just going to load up and heal themselves and hope that that's good enough.
Is someone injured?
Can't blame him for that. Deploy your minions and hope that the AoE is gone. And the AoE is not gone.
Yeah. Is there any way to Blood Mage Frostbolt on the Wormrest?
What about Kobold Frostbolt? Looks like lethal to me. 8 plus 6 plus 3. Yeah. There's a couple different ways to lethal this out. Multiple ways to lethal it out. Virtus Pro going to take game number 1. A very favored matchup.
Freeze
and a very
Mage.
favored result.
Yeah. Opening with Freeze Mage, you know, it's probably a matchup that they just expect to get one win because Freeze Mage does have a lot of builds that can do well against it. It has some polarized matchups because of how linear the deck strategy is. But we'll see. Maybe they can sneak some more wins in. They've been the only real team to play Freeze Mage and have, you know, mild success with it. I think there's only one other team that played it and just lost one round, never played it again. So I like the experimentation here from Virtus Pro with the Mage. Love it.
This week so far has been dominated by different deck choices on game number 1, pulling a lot of weight. Yesterday we saw Druid start out 3-0 twice, and that was massive. If Virtus Pro has a unique deck choice on game number 1 here and strings together a bunch of wins, they are going to be so favored that it is ridiculous.
Yeah. There's Alliance now. Priest eliminated. Priest hasn't necessarily been one of those decks that has ever dominated one of the matches here at Trinity Series. So it's usually a deck that players will either open with or, you know, try and just get one win with. So I don't think Alliance is too upset about that going down early. Now they just have to find a way to beat the Freeze Mage, and lots of tools to do it.
Yeah, I'm looking like Druid might be one of the decks that you would just want to go ahead and use. Not really sure, though. There's no Rogue on the other side for Virtus Pro, so Druid, I think, has a lot more viability than it normally would in this situation. Plus, they banned out Shaman and Warrior of their. They got Shaman and Warrior banned from their own side on this, I believe. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when they ban out Virtus Pro's Rogue, the Druid just looks a lot better to me. That's been the deck that Druid has like the most struggled with in Trinity Series.
We saw it take a win yesterday, but
yeah, it did. But that was that was very much exception to the rule.
That was a fun match to watch. But Alliance is still trying to choose a deck, so even they're having a little bit of a tough time finding a deck for the Freeze Mage. Not sure if they didn't expect it or didn't really have a plan for it. But I mean, if you look down the row at some of their decks, they have Reno Warlock, Murloc Paladin. Both of those aren't necessarily good, especially against the Kobold version of Freeze Mage, which is pretty much standard as you can get for Freeze Mage. Druid's okay. They can gain armor, usually have Feral Rage in the build, but if it's tech towards to beat those anti-control decks, if it runs like 2 copies of Mulch, which we've seen be pretty popular on Trinity Series, not that great. You can Mulch a Doomsayer or something like that, but as far as like utility in the matchup goes, not necessarily the best. So
it's important though. Being able to mulch a Doomsayer and keep your minions alive means a lot of damage. Druid when it's uncontested, piles up damage pretty quick. That's why it struggles to the aggro build so much. But against any deck that's trying to take its time, there's a lot of tools to get out of it.
But I'm saying like they're sacrificing Feral Rages most of the time to play the double mulch. And the Feral Rage is invaluable in that matchup. It's just super good.
Yeah.
Because you eliminate the possibility of an OTK. You can start building up armor with your hero power and then go with the Feral Rage. But I guess they're really having a tough time because this is, you know, some of the longest we've had. Alliance usually picks their decks quick. Not this time.
I mean, maybe that's something they went back to the drawing board to deliberate as well. Is maybe they were picking too quickly. They were stranding some of their decks or using something too quickly and then having it get countered. Realizing they need it later on. There's a lot of iterations that go into last hero standing because it's such a back and forth thing. The winning deck is inherently at a disadvantage on the next game, even though your team is at an advantage because of the win. Yeah. So they need to go through those iterations and figure out which one is most favorable for them. Oskaka tends to practice a lot, but he always stops himself and thinks about everything. And that's something that the other two players do very well also. And so the three of them working together, that's the discussion I imagine that's taking place.
Maybe they'll go off the wall here, try and win an unfavorable to get themselves ahead.
I mean, if you have a deck in your lineup that isn't going to be functioning well versus the rest of what your opponent has, my number one question would be why did you bring that deck in the first place? But if that happens to be the case, maybe that is a deck you deploy. We saw G2 do that, where they tried to just pick up a win with a Reno Mage deck in an unfavorable matchup, and then when they lost with it, you and I were left a little bit confused, and during the interview they go, well, we didn't need the Mage at all. It was an unimportant deck to the lineup, so we tried to steal a win.
Yeah. And so recognizing those types of, you know, not necessarily win conditions, but conditions in your deck lineup, they need to sort of know and be aware of as you choose the deck that you open with, as you choose the deck that you're trying to go up against one of the decks that you hadn't prepared for. Those are crucial things, but it appears that Alliance has chosen a deck, so we'll see what it is. It is going to be the Druid. Oh, boy.
Yeah, they've been tending to run the Cthulhu Aviana combo as well. It's one that is certainly interesting to me. And with Doomsayer and Cold Light Oracle joining the hand, this is a deck that's meant to be almost strictly a control killer. So I expect Feral Rage to be in here a lot of times, and their goal is simply to ramp as much as possible, draw as many cards as possible, build a big as Cthulhu as possible, and then play Aviana and kill Virtus Pro.
You know, in Saving Private Ryan, where they're trying to attach the homemade explosive devices to the tank, as the tank's like slowly turning its giant gun turret towards them, and they have to like get it together and set up the bomb before the gun turns to them. That's what playing against Aviana Cthulhu is like. You're trying to kill them before that giant gun turret finally points to you and ends up killing you.
Yeah, the key to that would be designing a giant gun turret that could just turn on a dime.
It's hard. It's really hard. Oh, wait, Aggro Shaman.
Oh, hey. But we banned that.
Yeah, it's banned away. The world banned it away.
Reasonable opening hand for Alliance. Wild Growth to ramp up the mana, and then Nourishes to dictate that game plan even further. I imagine the first Nourish is probably aimed at ramp, because with Cold Light Oracle and Nourish, that's 5 extra cards that they can draw in this game. And the Cold Light Oracle is a very important card because each player draws 2 cards. If Virtus Pro's hand size is large enough, Alliance can effectively negate the card draw on that and potentially burn away key cards from Virtus Pro.
And we can see just how heavy the cycle is from Virtus Pro with, you know, double Udor, double Novice Engineer, double Arcane Intellect. But let's go ahead and listen into Virtus Pro and see what they think this Druid is.
They played it last week against Complexity. So yeah. 2 weeks ago.
Mind if I roll need?
Smart him.
We could also Cold Light first and go Nourish Doomsayer next turn.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Well, no. Right, no.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Calling when they have so few cards in hand is really bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially
We just let them draw. So
Yeah.
Doomsayer.
The end is coming!
Guess we'll just mark and play the block.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Next time we're playing Doomslayer plus Talnos or Novice. I think better Talnos.
Better Talnos.
Yeah.
That draw from Alliance, so good. Virtus Pro, they were already talking about what build of Druid they thought it was. Talking back to earlier weeks. Alliance just trying to find a way to make the game as obnoxious as possible for Virtus Pro.
Yep. Those Cold Lights can be pretty devastating. Look at that!
God.
Look at that!
Virtus Pro's on 4 mana this turn. Alliance is on 9 mana next turn.
Holy moly. That is insane. They can play anything that they draw. Plus some.
Except for Kuhn.
Except for Kuhn.
Kuhn, of course, 10 mana. But I'm curious how Alliance will end up navigating this. With the Cold Lights in hand, do they want to hold on to those for potential brand? Do they want to use the most expensive card draw first and see if they can fit the Cold Lights in at the right time? Do they want to just jam both Cold Light Oracles on board and see what happens? I'm not very experienced with this build of Druid, namely because it's very difficult to play on ladder against anything other than decks that are very good. But bad decks do have a place in tournament lineups where they're meant to serve specific purposes, and games like this are exactly what Alliance had in mind.
Yeah, I think Virtus Pro probably debating on how many cards they want to draw, because if they paid attention last week, they know that this is definitely a possibility. That's what they were talking about when we first went into the listen-in earlier. But let's go ahead and listen into Alliance and see what they're planning with this Acolyte of Pain.
So we Nourish first.
Yeah.
We should make them draw off this Acolyte a lot, right?
Yeah, I think so. But we should, just Nourish first. I mean, we'd probably play like a Mire Keeper if we draw it, but...
Yeah. Oh, we drew a swipe, Mire Keeper, Asher Drake.
Let's just make some dudes with Mark.
I mean, it seems pretty good, right?
Yeah, if he wants to bump into the
into the 3/3,
2/2,
I think
we're totally okay with that.
Yeah, or into the 3/3. I mean, if he wants to draw one card, to him.
Yeah.
Do you like towards the 3/3?
Yeah, but
Trade the Acolyte and
I'm thinking
Doomsayer?
about Acolyte. What we're doing with Acolyte? Attack phase or?
Yeah. So 2 Cold Red Oracles, they have also Bran, so yeah, double Cold Red Oracle. We got a Luxraza, so we just basically need to find Temper. I definitely want to play Doomsayer over here.
So
And
we go
probably
to
attack.
6 cards if we trade the Acolyte. They would if we
I
played
probably
Torch and
still try the
Doomsayer,
Acolyte.
Maybe we try Acolyte with 3-3.
why not with 2/2?
I like it with
Because-
Zitsu and playing Doomsayer and Torch. This way we're gonna be up to 6 cards. There's gonna be 7, Cold Red Oracle, and we still don't overdraw. Yeah, I like this play. So yeah, Torch into
Attack first. You need to attack first.
I mean,
Since they're open already.
I mean, we have Asher Drake swipe here.
Do we have to swipe it?
We can Wrath, I guess.
We could also use
Like, what else are we gonna do? Like, are we actually gonna give them a free amp? Like, on 6?
It's as your either way, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
There's no
Yeah,
point in
nothing.
rushing out the cold lights.
No, I don't think so.
No, there's no point. I mean, it feels weak not to kill the. And we kind of want to draw with the Wrath. The swipe seems more useless than the Wrath, right?
Yeah, we don't have to draw, not with this hand.
No, I guess we have Cold Lights to draw.
So
But
what's the
I'm
plan?
still fine. You can go Azure Wrath on Emperor.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I like the swipe.
yeah, me too.
You see Virtus Pro actively trying to play around the Cold Light Oracles. They, know what deck Alliance played last week. They obviously did their homework and their research, and making sure that even with full maximum draws and 1 Cold Light Oracle, they're sure not going to overdraw. I like their planning.
Yeah, Alliance knows that they're very favored from this position, given the opening. They're going to be on 4 10-mana turns in a row before Virtus Pro hits theirs. And Virtus Pro continues to struggle with draws. I mean, they are drawing more card draw. And normally that's not a bad thing, but when your opponent is threatening to draw cards for you, it certainly becomes dangerous. So they really need to tiptoe around here and not overstep their boundary. One small mistake and the Emperor Thorson could get burned from the deck.
Yeah, and that would dispel pretty much the end for them. I don't know if they'll be able to piece together enough damage in time once this game starts ramping up quickly as far as, Alliance's combo pieces go. So definitely a balance for them as far as making sure that they draw enough cards to find it, but not too many cards to where they get overdrawn by a potential.
Whoa.
Hey there, buddy.
I actually really like this play, and what they're saying to Alliance when they launch this Fireball is, we do need to find extra cards in the deck, but our plan right now is simply to kill you. And with Evolved Kobold and Frostbolt in hand, if they just find an Ice Lance, they're starting to put together a lot of damage. So this may prompt Alliance to maybe slow down on the card draw bit or actually start to pressure Virtus Pro. And if they start getting pressured, that means the Cold Light Oracles could end up in their favor as they draw freezes during that time.
Yeah, I really like the game plan from Virtus Pro because they're putting Alliance in an awkward position. Alliance probably had the plan in their head with those Core Light Oracles that they were going to try and overdraw and get some important cards. There's Cthulhu.
Yeah, they still might go for that overdraw. It's looking mighty tempting here. They could pull off 2 burned cards in this spot. But again, the Fireball to face, to Alliance, it looks like they need to play Dark Arakoa. The Virtus Pro making this play pushes Alliance off of the card draw. It's very smart.
Gaining armor also has a lot of relevance now that they saw that Fireball to the face. So fitting in these hero powers has a lot of merit. But let's go and listen to Virtus Pro and see if we can hear their game plan from their own words.
Do we just go novice fireball phase?
Yeah, seems like that.
To do.
And what?
Are we just dead then?
Dead by what? How will we do that? How will we do
Why
that?
novice? Why not acolyte or arcane intellect?
Oh,
Many
actually,
cards. Well, we could go acolyte. We could
Acolyte.
go.
If you fireball face, you play acolyte.
Yeah. What else do you think instead of fireball?
yeah,
phase, maybe
yeah, just go face. Yeah, just go face and just play acolyte. If they're off draw cards, we just get damage. Yeah, just need to try to win someone. Yeah, like this play. I wasn't sure about the acolyte because we might well draw just way too many cards, but yeah, with free fireball face.
You just need to find.
Cold light here, right?
Are we?
Pretty. Why not? What else are we? We're gonna make them overdraw, right? We can't pop them.
Yeah, but I don't know if overdrawing matters this game. We also give them more cards for drawing the burn, right?
I'm not a big fan of overdraw.
I mean, we're at okay, I guess.
Like if we just
can't
kill the
pop them,
acolyte at full HP, they only go to 8 cards.
I guess.
What about not killing it? They seem to.
Yeah, we could just go face.
Yeah.
But what's the play then?
Play Arakoa hero power full face.
This fight is bad.
Then Cthulhu pops them next turn.
I mean, Cthulhu's always gonna pop the next turn, right?
Waits for no one.
It's either Asher Drake, Hero Power, or Arakoa.
No, but I like going face because if they freeze.
Yeah, but we can go face anyways with Asher Drake. Doesn't really matter.
No, Arakoa.
Just Hero Power. I mean, it does the same thing. Like.
Do we dig for lethal? Lance is lethal, right?
Yeah, if you pink face. I think we trade.
We trade, right?
Yeah, like
Let's
trading.
go.
Yeah.
All draws.
I wonder.
1 to 7. So maybe Novice and Blizzard.
White novice, maybe Blizzard.
We have Cobalt
Novice
for
are
extra
like-
damage. We have Cobalt for extra damage.
What to do? What to do?
I like Blizzard,
And-
but I'm not sure about novice engineer.
I like Novice because we can play next turn just draw and Fireball Face, let's say. And we still have Cobalt for extra damage.
No, like no one,
Nova?
No,
first.
yeah.
Nova and then
Arcane Intellect. At first, Arcane Intellect, but
touch face. No, you don't want to draw.
it's fine.
he can kill us.
Oh, they found the damage.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, but hero power would stave that off. However, if Alliance doesn't pop the ice block this turn, do they have enough time to win? So if they play Cthulhu, it means they don't get the armor up, which means that there is enough damage in Virtus Pro's hand. 6 from the Roaring Torch, 3 from the Frostbolt, 4 from the Ice Lance.
If they don't play Cthulhu, they don't pop the block. Virtus Pro probably wins anyway because
Get another turn.
They get another turn. They can just Roaring Torch and then kill him.
I think this is checkmate.
It's checkmate unless they can
Draw Feral Rage.
or make them draw enough cards to where they fatigue. There's not that many cards left.
Oh, that's a good point. I wonder how many cards are left, actually.
I think it's around 10, maybe a little bit less.
Man, you're on fire today.
So, but I don't think they can make him draw enough unless they draw Bran to make him like fatigue right on time.
They're going to go for the block pop and hope that Virtus Pro doesn't have the damage here. Their other option was Cold Light Oracle and try to find Feral Rage. But if they go for the Cthulhu here, I'm going to guess it means they don't have Feral Rage in the build. And that's going to do it. Virtus Pro are going to be up 2 games to 0 over Alliance now.
Yeah. They don't even need the Evolved Cobalt here. It's just Roaring Torch, Frostbolt, Iceland's Ping.
Yep.
And wow, that game plan from Virtus Pro, when you have some of the best freeze mage minds in the game on a single team, you're going to win some Hearthstone games. And that's exactly what Virtus Pro is doing. Well played.
It's really hard for me to stress how brilliant of a play the Blood Mage Fireball was as well. That held Alliance off of the Cold Light Oracles in fear of just giving them the burn spells necessary to win. They got a little bit lucky and drew the a second Fireball on the following turn. If they drew Roaring Torch instead, they still had the game here at the end because they drew the second Ice Block. But drawing the Fireball on that time meant that they have the mana open when it came to this 9-mana turn. And it all started with the decision of, we push now, and they don't Cold Light us.
And this goes back to what we were talking about earlier before the match started with predictability. You know, Alliance, they've been bringing the same stuff, you know, week to week. And Virtus Pro picked up on it right away. As soon as they saw a turn 2 Doomsayer, they're like, okay.
It was turn 2 Wild Growth they saw. It was turn 4 Doomsayer.
Oh, I thought
on the turn 2 Wild Growth Dr. Hippie was talking about last week. They brought this build.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And they were able to spot it, identify what Alliance's disruption tools were, and that was the Cold Light Oracles, and play around it, take a win. 2 wins with Freeze Mage. I think they've doubled the total wins of Freeze Mage thus far in the Trinity series, just with this series alone.
Wow, I mean, the play was just brilliant. I'm floored by how smart that fire. I don't think I would have spotted that at all.
And now, what does Alliance take?
That's it. Yeah, well, it's a good question.
Rogue, poor matchup. Paladin, poor matchup. Reno Warlock, poor matchup. Reno Mage?
I think Reno Mage is actually fairly favored versus Freeze Mage.
Probably. But why wouldn't they pick it the last time? I guess they thought Reno Mage was going to be necessary for the Shaman.
It's because Reno Mage is a stronger deck than Druid is. If they steal a win with Druid as opposed to the Mage, they're in a much better spot than if they take the win with Mage and are forced to play Druid later on. That was what we were talking about earlier, too, with decks that are linchpins in lineups. The Druid definitely is not one. And when you pick up wins with it, it starts to do work for the rest of your decks. And that's really important to them. And now they've lost the second one, though. I am a little bit worried about their ability to defeat control in those longer games. That's what the Rogue is for, though. Rogue is that second linchpin.
Every time Alliance starts off a match losing games, I'm sure that they have flashbacks to week number 1. They got 6-0'd by G2 with Murloc Paladin. They came into a week probably not expecting a deck to even be that powerful, and they got 6-0'd by it. Is this deja vu for them? They come into a week probably not expecting a deck to be this powerful, and now they're starting to lose games.
Yeah, I am a little bit curious about it. In some prior weeks, we've seen some frustration out of them, where the communication, they'd simply missed at times that they needed a dragon in hand to activate a card. And Skaka visibly shaken by it, head in the hands. Come on, guys. This week, they don't look like that at all. They don't sound like that at all. It feels like it's all game plan. That's important if they're going to pick up wins.
All right, well, Reno Mage it is for Alliance. We'll see if they can muster up a win here against Freeze Mage. It's been giving them so much trouble so far in this match.
Yeah, with the way that Virtus Pro played the last game, I am a bit curious if Reno Mage is actually as favored as I think it is. If you can force the Reno Jackson prior to you playing Alexstrasza, that is a way to win the game.
Then the question is, do you have enough damage, though?
It's a good question.
Thanks.
Forgotten Torches, Evolved Kobolds. It requires some pretty significant draw. I think whoever is picking up the most draw in the early game is going to tend to be favored here. Which in that case, it would usually be Virtus Pro. Ooh, that's no card draw, though. And that is card draw for Alliance.
Blood Mage is cycle, but it's cycle at the cost of damage later, which could be necessary.
That was your question. Would they have enough damage afterwards? Yikes, this hand is bad.
Scoop it up, boys. Next game.
Reno Mage tends to just get on the ground running and really pressure you as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Once that water elemental comes down, whew,
it's all lights out from there. 3 a turn.
Sucker brings the heat.
In an inverse way.
Sucker takes away the heat.
Cold burn.
Yeah, Arcane Intellect would be a fantastic pickup for Virtus Pro here.
Yeah, pretty easy turn for Alliance. They're looking to go into Water Elemental and start pressuring. And Virtus Pro, they're going to be at the mercy of their draws for quite a while now.
Priest Mage is a deck that tends to beat itself just as much as it gets beaten.
And that's a really good point to make as well, is that a lot of the builds in Hearthstone tend to be based on success rate, where if you put together the right tools, you'll win. And the best decks are the ones that put those tools together the most. Freeze Mage, very much one of those decks where if it does not draw the right tools, it simply crumbles.
crumbles very slowly. Like a slow motion time lapse of someone crushing a muffin.
I wonder.
Eventually you know it's going to crumble, but...
I was thinking of like an ice castle melting in the sun. Glistening as each drop of water takes off more percentage of the castle than the last.
Yeah, where eventually it will melt, but you got to sit there and watch for 30 minutes in order to do so. Let's go ahead and listen into Alliance and see what they think of this matchup.
I mean, now we have to think. I mean, isn't it better to play a minion than play AI?
What are we trying to accomplish with our minion?
Make them react or make them do whatever. Like AI doesn't do.
They're not gonna.
You can always play.
They're not gonna react to watch.
Yeah, then we hit them 3 in the face every turn.
Well, yeah.
So how good is the face damage? Coin's also just nice to keep, like for anti-knives and stuff.
Yeah. Beating them down without water.
They ping, so they don't have a play. They don't have a play next turn.
I feel like Ooze is better than Arcane Intellect.
Well,
I would AI for sure.
I'm pretty confident you're wrong.
They showed us they don't have any play. If they were thinking about Acolyte, then they're still not going to play Acolyte next turn. They don't have Secret, they don't have a 2-drop. If we coin Wardle Melt, they can Fireball into Acolyte Pain. If we Ooze, they can Torch or something like that.
If you play Doomsayer, has to coin.
Yeah, Doomsayer pink. Next time we can block pink or torch pink.
Mm-hmm.
I think block is better.
It wants a dick move though.
Yeah, and draw.
And Frostbolt.
Mm-hmm.
Could have killed that. Kappa.
So.
We're ditching the Ooze or the coin, probably.
Probably the Ooze.
Probably
right?
the Ooze, right?
Yeah, the Ooze.
So I mean, do we just play Babbling Book? Is there a point in playing Babbling Book?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards. Okay, we do have.
We always play Acidic Swamp Boost, but.
Yeah, but I would play Babbling Book as well.
Well, so next turn, what do we do next turn?
Probably.
We're gonna have like a lot of cards. So, I mean, it's probably gonna be what really.
He goes Acolyte Pink.
Runs out on me.
Since we don't know, I would really want.
We play the Babbling Book.
Well.
The book. Why don't you book first? We can get a secret or something.
Okay. I just wanted to play it because you guys were talking, so just to get it out of my hand.
Well, a hint of frustration now coming from Alliance.
I'm pretty confident you're wrong.
Okay, Orange.
A little bit of a blunder there. I mean, Osaka called it right as it came up. Babbling Book, if they had done it first, they would have been able to pick up the counter spell and then use it and save the Acidic Swamp Ooze for a body on board. Now they're left with a counter spell in their hand, which I guess might be able to be timed well later on. That's something. But without Babbling Book first, you don't even have time. Yeah, they don't even have the option of making that decision. So
I don't want to call it a blunder, but it's definitely a mistake. The information first is relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they got Ice Block in that situation, they're jamming the Ice Block down. No questions asked. If they pick up Spellbender in that situation, it's pretty tough for Virtus Pro to decipher that Spellbender. They haven't been launching spells at minions. It could represent Ice Block. Counterspell, I'm fairly confident would be saved.
It feels like it has more uses later on in the game.
Yeah.
And I think that even if they had picked up Counterspell with that Babbling Book, then they would have not played it. Yeah. If they had time to think about it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So this might work out better for them. Well, Kazakus is becoming less and less of an option because of the time remaining.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's just going to be Counterspell.
I wonder if they're eyeing the...
Dirty Rat?
Yeah, that's a card that needs to be timed perfectly in this matchup. And what I'm guessing is when they get more information from Virtus Pro, like say they want to set up an Alexstrasza, you can Dirty Rat out maybe the Evolved Kobold at that point to wipe away that damage.
When the Dirty Rat is just right.
There's a lot of things going on with Alliance's hand, but they're playing it defensively. And that's something that I often struggled with when I was playing this matchup. When I first started playing Reno Mage, was I wanted to be aggressive. I thought that because the Freeze Mage had so much burn, that I needed to be the aggressor and put them on the back foot. Alliance, very experienced with these style of builds, and I imagine they're moving more towards responsive style of play. Mold their tools for the right position.
You just run them out of damage.
It's very possible. Dirty Rat can play a big role in that,
Runs out on me.
but the timing is paramount.
All right. Ice Barrier looks like it's the play for Virtus Pro. Oh,
Yeah,
got the counterspell.
That's one of the reasons why they went with this Ice Barrier, too. It's hard for that to end up happening. Let's listen to Virtus Pro as they go through.
Guess we do that, right?
Drake
That should be-
Alchemist.
Mm-hmm.
Seems good to me.
They have to play Kobold in this deck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can wait with the Dirty Rat for that. That's a
Yeah, I mean, we can always
We,
wait.
we also haven't seen a single novel.
Yeah. Or, yeah.
a single.
And they've drawn quite a lot of
A
cards.
single 2-drop. A single 2-drop. Except.
Yeah, we don't want to play it now. I'm just thinking about it. Yeah, it's
At least
better
that's
than
the-
Portal, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We can always portal next turn.
What
Yeah.
to do? What to do?
Torch loot? Or
Yeah,
double?
torch loot.
Good thing.
Torch, double loot. I like torching and double loot, yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Is that better than pinging the Drake?
Not
I
double
don't like
loot.
winning the Drake. Why not
So-
double loot?
It's just a 4-1. I mean, we can just play the looter the next turn.
I mean, I don't
I
really
like them
like.
and balls.
I mean,
So
I
you want
don't
to-
really see any reason to kill the Drake. We have Flame Strike, and yeah,
Oh, we just want to torch face double loot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just as much pressure as possible.
They don't have any pressure right now, so they need to play some minions, right?
They need to play minions, yeah, and like Drake is gonna deal 4 damage, but we still have Blizzard, we have Novas in our deck. And we're gonna draw with Loot Hoarders.
So do we
yeah.
try.
If I roll need.
Double loot and torch phase.
Mind if I roll need?
Torching
Yeah, I
phase is always good.
forget. I always forget we're a smart deck. Nothing else, just a smart deck.
A beautiful nugget of wisdom there from Bunny Hopper. Never forget where you came from. We're Smork Dick. Sometimes I forget we're just a Smork Dick.
They really are, and the way that they've been playing in the last 2 games is eye-opening even to me. When your matchup is not necessarily favored, you will have to make some sacrifices. In this spot, I think I would have tended to kill the Azure Drake most of the time. Virtus Pro is okay with simply taking that damage. What does that 4 damage really mean to them? Draw more cards, start launching burn, force the Reno, and then have Alex Straza. And the only way to do that is if they actually throw burn at Alliance's face.
The biggest thing here is, you know, Virtus Pro may have enough damage if they can fit in pings and things like that.
That's why they pinged on turn 2 instead of playing Ice Block.
Yeah, if
I'm sorry,
Alliance,
turn 3, rather.
if Alliance will give enough time.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
That's
When
gonna
the
hurt.
Dirty Rat is just right.
That one stings. Allows him to get the Bruiser out as well. This is what I meant with that Dirty Rat timing, too. The Alliance smelled an opportunity by getting the Dirty Rat to discount the second-rate Bruiser. Now suddenly Virtus Pro out of card draw. They have no Frostbolt to activate those Ice Lances. They have no Alex Straza. They may not have a chance.
That Ice Castle is like half melted.
I wonder.
Don't hate on my Ice Castle.
Well, they haven't taken much damage yet.
Hey, that's not really the most relevant thing of the game. It's just the amount of time Alliance has. The longer the game goes, I think the more favorite it is for Alliance.
Well, let's listen into Virtus Pro and see, now that their Evolved Kobold is gone, what they're going to plan.
How about Arcane Intellect
Block pink?
One's out on me.
and Intellect?
Yes.
Yeah, like intellect. I think you just play Doomsayer.
Gonna play Doomslayer?
Yeah, just not to get damage into the tower face.
Play them so.
Do we always play Emperor here? I mean, are we ever worried? I mean, we're always gonna have Kazakus, right? If we play Emperor, we can play Reno, Kazakus in the same turn. If he plays like Alex next turn or something like that, right?
I feel like Emperor makes sense this turn, yeah.
Yeah, it's an Emperor.
So we ping the Doomsayer.
Yeah, 7 damage into him, so.
So it's Flame Strike pink?
Yeah, Flame Strike ping.
Flame Strike, then no.
Yeah, just you need to deal with Emperor.
Virtus Pro just going through the motions. Flame Strike ping.
Yeah, they've picked up some pretty good draws in the last couple turns, but Alliance is starting to hit stride where they can really pressure. Now they have Fireland's Portal, Water Elemental for this turn, and they just saw Flame Strike. I think Virtus Pro's in a bit of trouble at this point.
Yeah. Alliance has all the options in the world. They do have to piece together some pressure, though, but it's not too difficult.
It's easy with Portal, Water Elemental Portal, rather. You want to do it with the Water Elemental first, because the Fireland's Portal can drop Naga Sea Witch, which makes all of your cards cost 5. If that hits from the portal, means you can't drop that 3-mana spell. Minion. Card.
And that would be a bummer. Could also get...
There is some consideration for Kazakus here as well. 10-mana potions right on the horizon. What 10-mana potion do they want, though? I imagine they want armor and something else, so... It's hard to figure out what that something else is right now.
Yeah. Looks like they've settled on Portal to the Face. Maybe.
If they didn't Portal Face here, I'd be... Well, that's not the Portal to the face you on.
Wrong face, wrong face! Oh!
Whoa! There is some consideration, however, for doing it first and nailing yourself a Grim Patron off of it. Let's listen to Virtus Pro with that unfortunate incident.
AI and Emperor.
Yeah.
But then we're missing our ping.
We can second torch in our deck. And second Frostbolt.
So we just Arcane Intellect and Emperor?
Yeah, I like it.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and the next turn we can just go Nova if we... You like
I like
Blizzard?
Blizzard now. And then Emperor Nova next turn.
Yes.
Wait.
Why?
What do we get with Blizzard? Just the ability to play the Emperor and Nova.
With like pure Fire Blast plus other stuff.
Alright, go for it.
And we almost drew our whole deck. Still have 2 more freezes.
Do we ever do that? We could save that, right? For our own face.
I don't see
Idle Lid. I don't know.
So I guess we go for Kazakus here.
Why?
I mean, it's the same idea as last time. We want to draw.
Like, we're not guaranteed to get armor, and like you getting either armor or be really good.
What else? What other play do we have?
We're never gonna use the Alex on our own face because if we're at 15 and we're just
we're dead.
He's gonna have 15 burst in hand anyway.
Okay.
So you want to play the Alex?
And we already have the Reno for after block.
I can get behind that.
So you want to use the
So
Alex?
this puts more pressure on him, right?
Yeah, it puts a lot of
But
pressure on.
I don't think I would coin ping.
No, me neither. I'm actually a little bit worried about these patrons in the like if they fill up our board and Frost
No,
Novas.
it's not gonna happen.
They can't.
We can
I would still not.
flame lance our own patron into Reno, or just ping our own patron.
I mean, how are they gonna do that? I mean, it takes like 5 turns for them to do.
Alex block
Yeah.
if something went wrong.
This got excited real quick.
It's certainly picking up. I mean, the Emperor discounting Alexstrasza is a huge one because they can couple that with Ice Block in one of their turns. So they can continue to invest into card draw. And if the Ice Block, if their Virtus Pro's Ice Block gets popped, they can still get another one down with the Alexstrasza effect. That is very important. But they're out of spell damage minions. So they have to get through Alliance just a few more points of life total to threaten burst damage.
Well, look at how much damage they have in their hand. So next turn, if Virtus Pro goes, super exclusive Trinity Series Kazakus, listen in!
Because that can be
The
armor.
first one, so we'll pick it. And then we didn't really get anything good.
So we have to leave the Emperor up if we want armor.
We can go coin.
It's coin Nova if you don't pick the
Yeah.
freeze now, but I guess the freeze is just better.
Yeah, the freeze is just better, right?
Freeze and play Thonal so we can get into block.
Yeah.
They've only played one Frost Nova, right?
Yeah.
Wow, leaving up the Emperor is dangerous.
Dangerino.
7 armor does matter, though, here. That was an important Kazakus potion.
All right, so before the super exclusive Kazakus listen in, I was trying to count up the damage. Forgotten Torch, 3, 9, 15, 18, 26. 26 damage over 2 turns with 2 pings. That's 28. It's 32 health. Math doesn't add up.
And that's all accessible because of the second Emperor tick. So Alliance has got to get their life total out of range of this. I don't know what they think Virtus Pro's range is here, but they have to believe it is a heap of damage.
If you add 6 to that 28, what was it, 26? It's 32. With the Roaring Torch?
Yeah, so they're going to go ahead and Roaring Torch right now.
I think they should Forgotten Torch right now.
It's 20 from hand with that. No. They have if Alliance doesn't get an Ice Block this turn and they don't kill Virtus Pro, they are dead. Alexstrasza, Fireball, Forgotten Torch, Frostbolt, Ice Lance, Ice Lance.
What? Oh my goodness.
This is because Alliance left up the Emperor Thaurissan.
They need Ice Block right now.
And that's
Volcanic
it.
Potion.
The game's over.
Look at this. Look at that. Look at that hand.
What on earth just happened?
I wish I could zoom in and out of that hand. I'm doing it right now with my head.
TJ's actually leaning forward and leaning back to simulate zooming in and zooming out.
That is crazy, and you'll never play around that 25 damage range because of the fact that Blood Mage Downloads has been played and Evolved Kobold has been played. They can assume that there's a ton of damage there, but 25? I mean, they don't need 25, obviously, because of Alexstrasza, but
I don't really understand not killing the Emperor last turn.
This is 3-0 for Virtus Pro with the Freeze Mage.
They're trying to play around it. They're going to 30. It's not going to work.
Reno heal for 5.
Bunny Hopper all smiles. 3-0 lead now for Virtus Pro with a 30-0 OTK.
Wow. We rebuilt the ice castle.
With fire.
Impressive stuff from Virtus Pro.
Nuts.
Yeah, I mean, that tells it all. Bunny Hopper, a man who you don't see smile too much on the Trinity series, all smiles right now.
I could not
after that performance.
Unbelievable finish. I have to believe that killing the Emperor would have been better. Of course, hindsight's 2020. We can see the hands. It's much easier to make a decision from that standpoint. But there are certain decks where Emperor is the most terrifying card in their deck. And to me, Freeze Mage is one of them.
Maybe they didn't even think of that as a possibility. Alexstrasza into your mind is trained to think of like Alexstrasza as a single turn play. You know, I don't know. It maybe it slipped away from them. They didn't think about it. But that's Virtus Pro 3-0 now up with Freeze Mage.
How often do you get double Emperor activation with Freeze Mage? I mean, Oskaka's played thousands of Freeze Mage games. Mm-hmm. He's maybe had that happen a couple of times.
Yeah, I don't know, but now they're in a rough spot. Let's take a look at the remaining decks from Alliance. Were Reno Warlock, Paladin, and Rogue.
Rogue does not beat Freeze Mage very well.
Paladin does not beat Freeze Mage very well.
And the first 3 decks that got eliminated also did not beat Freeze Mage very well.
Reno Warlock does not beat Freeze Mage very well.
No, it does not. This is a problem.
Alliance does not beat Freeze Mage very well.
Not anymore, they don't. Holy moly.
Yikes.
Yeah. There's very few times that I'm at what I feel is a loss for words. As anyone who's ever witnessed any of the content I've been on may have noticed.
We've got some words. But
the best words. Great words.
But now when I saw Alliance get swept in week number 1, I was like, that's never going to happen to them again. You know, they're always going to come prepared. They're never going to let another deck slip through the cracks like they did with Murloc Paladin. But I don't know. This one's looking more and more like it's going to be a sweep for Virtus Pro with this Freeze Mage. Even the hand for Virtus Pro early on was pretty bad, but they ended up picking up the cycle when they needed it. Alliance wasn't able to put on enough pressure, and now they're in this situation. So it's up to them to find out. You know, now it's forget strategy, forget saving a deck for later on. Now it's emergency mode. Now it's let's put on our best matchup because we need to win.
It's definitely at that point. To me, what's so wonderful about the situation is that Virtus Pro has been playing the deck brilliantly. The slightly aggressive turn-up that you typically don't see from Freeze Mage play has been present for Virtus Pro. When they're in tough spots, they just start dealing damage. Mm-hmm. That puts pressure on your opponent. I mean, how often do you play against a Freeze Mage player who starts using their burn that way? It doesn't happen very often. When it starts happening, you look at it and go, I'm not really sure what to do. This doesn't happen very often. Even in my practice matches, I don't get into these Freeze Mage spots. It's brilliant play from Virtus Pro in this match.
Yeah, what deck are they going to throw out next?
I don't know. Roll the dice, I'd say. What's your least important deck? That's probably the one I'm throwing out.
I want to throw out my best matchup because right now, least important deck doesn't matter to you down 3-0. Reno Warlock probably the best.
Well, when I say least important, what I mean is like say Paladin is weaker versus the rest of Virtus Pro than the Warlock is,
and it has an even matchup.
Right. I mean, all the matchups are going to be very similar, I think, for the remaining 3 decks. Mm-hmm. Which of the one performs the least good versus what Virtus Pro has remaining? And since they have the full lineup remaining, this is an incredibly tough call. Yeah. But at this point, their chance to win the match is probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 5%.
Yeah, Alliance still trying to debate on a deck. That's why we're having a slight delay as we move into the next matchup. They do have to, pick which deck they want to go up against this Freeze Mage with, and give them some time to deliberate, some time to decide which deck they want to throw to the slaughterhouse.
Just think about this for a second. Like, Freeze Mage has a ton of burn spells that can get the job done. Mm-hmm. If you manage to negate all but one of them, if you only have 1 life left, that's it. That last burn spell, that wins the game.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me. We'll see. Moving to the next game. Can Freeze Mage go 4-0 in this matchup against Rogue?
Rogue is going to need to put in a lot of work here, and Edwin Van Cleef early on is probably going to be their ticket to do it.
All right, well, let's see. Edwin Van Cleef, they can get off to a pretty explosive start with that sucker.
Missing the coin, though.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I was speaking about Rogue play with someone a couple years back, and their frustration when their Rogue opponents would get the coin was just unparalleled. It's so important to Rogue. They were playing a Rogue mirror match, And it was about the 5th one in a row where the opponent had the coin. And Blackout said, "Oh my God, he's got the coin!" It just continued to lose game after game because he wasn't getting the coin.
And now Blizzard just gave us a coin that we can just have anytime we want. Almost. Yeah, that's true. Jeez. Oh, it's a
spicy hand.
Spicy meatball hand.
Molto bene.
Yeah, definitely some cycle in the early hand from Virtus Pro, which is what you need. I mean, this matchup is one of those linear matchups. You have to find Alexstrasza and enough burn to kill them before they kill you. It's basically like you're playing against an AI.
Or you simply kill all their cards and hope that they don't have gadgets in Auctioneer. That's really the other way.
Yeah, sometimes you have to go down that road if they make like an early questing or an early Van Cleef, and you just have to play that way. But
Alliance kept Leroy. That's how desperate they feel. Did they keep Leroy?
I think they just got it back.
It looked like they kept Leroy. Let's listen to Virtus Pro and see how they want to start cycling.
So yeah, just look for that. With having Nova in your hand, you wouldn't play Doomsayer, Temple Doomsayer, right?
Why? Rock still has up.
So you...
They would have to have Fireball. What could they do if they don't? Like, Frostbolt is still pretty good. Frostbolt Icelands kills it.
We need to be aggressive, right? We need to be aggressive, right?
Yeah, Iceland's Doomsayer.
The other players play Pillager, and then we can go for a super mega Van Cleef.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have
that's not even that much better against like Iceland's.
I mean, then we have a board.
Well, they can't kill it pretty much. But
We don't really have much to build up board. I definitely just want to go for the Edwin here.
yeah, you do it.
And I eviscerate face, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, so we go coin fireball that, right?
Yeah, coin Fireball. Yeah. That's actually awesome that they kept these two cards. It's actually strange.
Yeah, it's going
So
fast.
any other?
No.
Other play is Doomsayer going Frostbolt. And we can, if he will
I like Fireball more because the next turn we can Frostbolt and Doomsayer, and hopefully we're gonna find the Acolyte.
Yeah, I'm just looking about other plays.
What to do?
Yeah, Fireball
Like
is way more better.
I think, yeah.
Coin and concede.
I don't know.
Hero power now.
Would you keep Prep and Montleaf against Street Mage without the coin? Yeah, Doomsayer and Frostbolt.
I don't think so. I think it's Doomsayer Frostbolt, right?
Yeah, Doomsayer Frostbolt.
What? You were talking at the same time.
Doomsayer and Frostbolt. Only Conceal is punishes us.
I bet that's fine, right?
Yeah,
Because we
it's
can.
fine.
I mean, it has to be sub and conceal that punishes us.
We need to draw his look. We have Alex, so.
Virtus Pro definitely has a plan.
Yeah, interesting use of the Doomsayer here. They're trying to find Acolyte of Pain and continue the draw. But at any rate, this denies Alliance the ability to play Azure Drake right here. That's a major deal at the moment, and their hand is pretty dry on resources at the moment. Virtus Pro is taking a massive lead in this game.
They got Alex already too, so as long as they pick up Cycle into Burn, they should be in a reasonable spot. But anything can happen in Hearthstone.
That's an ugly turn.
Dagger hit pass.
That is a turn I hope I never have to have in Hearthstone. Turn 5, dagger up, attack my opponent, lose my board.
Well, when you put it that way, jeez. And then someone comes and slaps you in the face. Well, they didn't pick up the Acolyte like they were looking for, but they did pick up some Cycle.
It simulates Acolyte. Freeze Mage is really Acolyte Simulator.
What to do?
Just everything just draws a lot of cards.
Yeah. Everything also brings the pain.
I'd buy that for $7. Acolyte of Pain Simulator, 2017.
Get it on the Blizzard store today.
It's like an endless Hearthstone deck where you just ping the Acolyte and you just draw cards. And you can draw anything. You just
can't play
that'd be kind of cool, like an Acolyte of Pain to draw random, to create random cards.
Like a Magic 8-Ball, but it's with Hearthstone.
Speculate too much. Emperor Thaurissan picked up as well, so Virtus Pro even got the gas to start pressuring.
We'll see if that's what they want to go for. It means Alex comes a turn sooner. And getting Alex off at any point in this matchup is usually just good.
What does Alliance do?
Backstab.
I mean, do you sap the loot hoarder here? Like,
just deny the cycle? I don't know.
You have to do something.
Yeah, they're just going to go ahead and kill it.
I just don't see how they put together a win here without drawing Gadgets in Auctioneer.
Well, Virtus Pro hasn't drawn Ice Block. They have drawn Ice Barrier, though, so... and now Emperor's going to come down.
Yeah, if there was any question about it, they also drew Frostbolt, and they also drew Flame Strike. So there's very few punishes available for Alliance here. Even if Alliance had a strong all-in turn with Cold Blood and Conceal.
That is so bad. A counterfeit coin picked up. Let's see how Spirits are over in Alliance.
The entire lane.
We don't play Leroy. We could, but I mean, it seems weak.
We could like prep sap, Leroy, Hero Power, Coin, Cold Blood, hit a 1-1. Attack him for 14, put him at 10. We could, but I guess like both Blizzard and Flame Strike are like incredible for him.
I don't know. There's a combination of cards that actually doesn't kill the Leroy.
Yeah. So if you draw Sap Cold Blood then.
Yeah, Hero Power.
Yeah.
But they have only spells in their hand. Not minions. Oh wait, just...
So it's Torch Pink. Oh, probably now Talon's Pink Barrier.
Yeah, Talon's Pink Barrier. No, wait, Talon's Torch.
Talon's Torch Barrier.
Yeah.
You don't like Emperor Frostbolt?
No, but you don't really need Emperor from now on. You just wanna be safe with Barrier, because the next turn we can play the Emperor and Nova.
So you play Talon's Forgotten Torch?
Yeah, and Barrier, yeah. I mean, they don't have... No, wait, can you say that they
do
don't have...
Do we want to put the torch in our deck? Or do we Frostbolt this? Maybe.
Frostbolt is more...
We use one Frostbolt already, so use Torch. We need Frostbolt for Alliances.
Yeah.
Well, it's, again, starting to look up. I mean, Thalnos just being used for that cycle here. Alliance finally picks up something that they can play with the Questing Adventure.
If they go all in now, though, giving up Auctioneer draw if they just move in. If they don't move in hard enough, Questing Adventure gets swept by Burn. I'm not seeing the win.
Yeah, I don't know. They don't even have a way to deal with that. The body of the Alex should be played next turn. I mean, if this is a re-dagger up and pass...
Give me a quest.
Roaring Torch gets drawn as well, so it's 9 damage. Virtus Pro 6 damage off of killing Alliance. And that'll be 4 of it. And I would be I would just be shocked if Alexstrasza didn't hit the board this turn.
Yeah, that Questing Adventure can be quite threatening, and they don't have an Ice Block up. They only have an Ice Barrier. But they know one of the cards in hand is a coin. They know that the hand's been dead for a long time.
Well, I get, this is kind of like Alexstrasza, actually. Again, with that, remember how often you get double Emperor ticks thing? It doesn't happen that often. Their read is that Alliance hand is so weak that they actually just probably force through 5 damage with the Emperor Thaurissan.
Yeah.
And they're right.
if they have to play Leroy here to take out this Emperor,
They're not going to do that. They can't win the game if they Leroy this. Span of Knives and Hope. Which, Auctioneer? Leroy,
Conceal.
Face, Hope. I don't know.
yeah.
This has been a horrible pan out for Alliance.
I mean, if they do that, Virtus Pro can just Alex Straza and then Frost Nova. It's getting to the point again where Virtus Pro just has all of these options early on. And Alliance, I mean, to be fair, Alliance just drew terribly this game. I mean, it looked like after deliberating and hearing their thoughts, they did keep Leroy. They kept Prep, Edwin, Leroy. As far as I'm aware, we know they kept Prep and Edwin, but the Leroy seemed like it was in that group. I don't know.
Virtus Pro even said, why would you keep Edwin in this matchup?
Without coin.
The hope is that you just nail Edwin and there's no fireball. If that happens, then Edwin carries the game.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Leroy's going to be the play. Probably going to go face and conceal. But this is definitely going to spell bad news. As Alliance is going to be staring down a ton of damage.
Yeah. Alex Straza Frost Nova should be the total shutdown here.
Yep.
Oh, I wonder actually if you ever Flame Strike just to play around like a weird silence or something. I don't even imagine how Alliance could have a silence in their build. It's virtually impossible.
And they have a guaranteed kill going into the next turn with just Kobold and Roaring Torch. So Alliance can't even deal with the board right now. They don't even need burn spells. Alex into the face kills them. To be fair.
Wow.
And there's the concede.
4-0 lead for Virtus Pro at this point. Massive.
Yeah, this is pretty nuts. Virtus Pro, as you can see on your screen there, wins game number 4, leads the series 4-0 now, and Alliance has to go back to the drawing board.
And they really need to go back to the drawing board. I mean, the main course of this match, it's now over. But that being said, Alliance is the dessert team. And so if they can get dessert here, everything's good. I mean, Oskaka, that's Swedish for cheesecake. Orange, like orange marmalade. And powder, like powdered donuts.
But what do they have to do to come back in this match?
I mean, I don't know, TJ. They're facing off against Virtus Pros.
Well, we're going to go to a break and see if Alliance can come back. But when we come back, it's going to be
short break.
We'll be right back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Hearthstone Trinity series presented by ESL and Twitch. Alliance is currently down 4-0 in their match against Virtus Pro. It's time to see if they can bring it back. My name is TJ, joined by Nathan, that's Admirable Zamora. And that's the big question. Can Alliance bring it back? They've been in this position before, and it didn't work out too well for them. Is this the time for them to step in and defeat the Freeze Mage?
Well, if they could clutch this one, I'd be impressed. They're in a really rough spot, and the first part of this match has not gone how they envisioned it. It's going to require them to get a little bit lucky, but there's chances for it to happen. If Virtus Pro just say Alex Strauss is buried in the bottom of the deck and they can't find it in time, that's certainly a way for Reno Jackson to carry them in this matchup as Alliance queues up Reno Warlock.
Can't imagine this matchup's good because you can usually, it's a little bit of a dance. You can usually get the Warlock to Reno prior to Alex, and then use Alex and kill him. You know, in the past, it was a little bit more convoluted because of the fact that you had to worry about anti-heal bots and things like that, back when this matchup was actually popular. But nowadays, the healing is very linear.
Yeah.
Kazakus, of course, can throw a wrench in plans by gaining armor. What we saw in the last match, armor didn't even have, or in the match against Reno Mage, Kazakus armor didn't even have much of an effect. So definitely a tough matchup, to say the least.
Yeah. Kazakus is one of those key spells, though, or key cards, rather, that makes a key spell. How Alliance finds pressure is really the tough one. Their minions are very utility-heavy, not super effective from the get-go, and Virtus Pro going to just launch the Loot Hoarder right here. So the whole purpose of this is to compound the life tap issue from Alliance. As they use their hero power and exchange 2 life for a card every turn, Virtus Pro wants to get them into a position where they force Reno Jackson.
Mm-hmm. Mortal Coil is available here, but the Loot Hoarder is going to be their next turn, so most likely you're just going to see a tap here and then a tap coil the following turn. But maybe they're worried about taking damage.
Well, that's the thing, is they need to get pressure at some point. They just need to keep Virtus Pro using cards and delaying them from drawing. So that Dark Peddler ideally wants to come down earlier rather than later. But something I'm really looking at is Alliance may just risk a turn 3 Bran in this game. And if the Bran sticks, play the Kazakus, get 2 potions. That certainly is a way to swing an otherwise very unfavorable matchup, is to have that much value early on.
That's really true. In that case, Mortal Coil would be the play here.
Yeah.
Or Dark Peddler would sort of serve the same purpose because you could trade, then you risk like Frostbolt.
I think I like life tapping here, but I do like I like all the options, honestly. Let's listen to Virtus Pro as Alliance goes through the standard turn 2.
When Loot Hoarder attacks face and they tap, that makes just feels bad.
So we play Novice here?
I think so, yeah.
It's Novice, the pink Novice.
Do you not like Novice?
Because probably the next turn we're gonna play Doomsayer. I like playing Novice. Because we can draw, like Acolyte, we still...
Same.
Just engineer, just more pressure.
We will lose our pink. But still it's better.
Yeah.
Let's start with Mortal Coil here.
Yeah.
So we don't have Mountain Giant.
No.
Kinda just want to play Peddler.
Peddler get a 1-drop and get tap 1-drop Mistress next turn.
Or if he goes Acolyte next turn.
Shadow Bolt 1-drop.
Yeah.
But
I think we just...
if we tap, we can also... Yeah, no, you just do it now. Otherwise, we're never going to get it out of our hand.
No. Sure.
I think like getting Mountain Giant next turn is... I guess we just take Mortal Coil. The other two kind of suck.
Yeah. Play Coil.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, pretty somber attitudes there from Alliance, but they seem pretty focused. You know, a lot of times teams can tend to get down when they're in this scenario, but Even though their voices sound somber, they still feel like they're actively trying to find ways to win and formulate a good game plan.
Yeah, at this point, it looks like the Brand Kazakus is just going to simply be held till turn 7. And this Doomsayer throwing, once again, a wrench into Alliance plans. They wanted to get 2 1-cost cards on the board here and then life tap again. Just keep finding answers. They do need to draw Reno Jackson at some point. The Doomsayer is going to keep them off of a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, they could try and sacrifice the Brand here. Or not the Brand, the Kazakus, I'm sorry. If they want to just get the potion. But with Brand in hand, yeah, that double value is definitely on their mind. They also could have...
could just go into the fray here, too. I mean, that's a possibility. I don't think it will, because I think they just want the board presence, but there is some consideration to simply healing for 4.
Yeah, they also could have attacked into Doomsayer, Shadow Bolt, and then Mortal Coil to take out the Doomsayer, but that was only be preserving a 2/2 body. Yeah.
Smart play from Virtus Pro here, too. Just continue to compound the issue.
Yeah, they'll essentially have to play something in this turn because they'll be at 10 cards.
Yeah. Not too much of a loss, though.
Yeah. It's not interrupting a crucial turn. Virtus Pro thinks it is, but it's not. But let's listen to Alliance and see what they want to throw away.
Yeah, I think
you're gonna make it Farseer Imp Gang next turn still.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind tapping this turn.
Also, if we go with that line, then we have going into Brand Kazakus turn. We make it so we don't overdraw, but like with that exact line.
But I mean, it's
the same thing either way. But I guess it's like a tap or.
Yeah, it's tap or Sun Fury.
I have no trouble just throwing.
So many.
Yeah, I like tapping.
Side effects.
Girlfriend dirty red.
Trust me. Shields up.
I mean, it's pretty likely that they play play Acolyte thing here, right?
I like it, but I'm not sure about Torch Phase.
I mean, we want to have a draw cards. We don't actually want... Right? We don't want to draw the other torch, do we?
Yeah, but you put them at 20. The next turn you're gonna ice block ping. But yeah.
But it's only one card Torch. And even if you will draw Torch, you can smart.
Yeah, we can use 2 spells. The next
You like that better than the ice block?
I like the ping.
It's not ice block. It's never ice block here. It's Town's Torch.
Well, then it's Town's Torch, right?
But I mean, if we torch them the next turn, Talos is still gonna be alive. We can fireball.
He need to deal with Talos because he is double vertical.
Yeah, let's go for torch. I think let's go for torch. Yeah.
Smart deck. We are a smart deck after all.
So we just go with that line. Imp Gang, Earthen.
Their hand sucks.
Yeah, their hand is really bad. I mean, it might just be burn, right?
Yeah, but like they would
it's
play.
Yeah, I mean, it's either freeze.
They'd play every 3-drop, right? Over that.
Yeah.
Every secret, every cycle card, every.
Yeah. So it's most
even if you have Emperor, it's not unreasonable to hold it, but it maybe.
You probably play it if you have Emperor.
I mean, we're always gonna do this, right?
It's
like we could hold first here for Bran, but since we're doing Bran Kazakus, that's not gonna be.
Yeah, we're doing
Kazakus, right? Yeah, I've heard.
We still have one more heal in Refreshment Thunder if it's like super necessary.
Alliance really trying to find out what's in Virtus Pro's hand. Talking about is it all burn since they didn't play Emperor Thorson on that turn and they would have.
Well, yeah, it's all burn.
It's pretty much all burn. And there is a Reno Jackson, but what Virtus Pro is, or what Alliance has to be afraid of is, the post Reno Alex Raza, and then even going into even more burn.
Yeah, the one difference here is that the Reno Jackson is actually representing quite a bit of damage to start to pour in. Virtus Pro at a very healthy life total, but you heard Osaka call it. Their hand is bad. It's just out of damage at this point. So if that's the case, that Reno Jackson is going to start piling on damage.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see. Kazakus is an option. Maybe brand Kazakus this turn. They could still trade off the board, try and find some armor spells. But definitely deliberating on this turn. They're trying to. One thing they're trying to figure out is what the game plan is here for Virtus Pro. And now they're running out of time. So if they do go with brand Kazakus, they probably don't have time to pick up two good potions.
Yeah, I think it's off the table for the brand Kazakus. They do have to worry about lethal damage from hand as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Reno's just a lot of value here. They're, unhappy to play it, but the brand Kazakus can act as the second major healing effect if they need it.
Yep. Now Virtus Pro's out of stuff. Has the freeze mage been defeated? Rejoice.
It's looking rough.
Looking very rough. Now, I mean, they don't really want to throw Burn at the face now because if they draw Alex, it becomes less effective.
They need to draw Alex.
They have to draw Alex.
Or
in the next
they just need
turns.
to ping 15 times. That also will work.
Yeah, pinging 15 times definitely is a viable strategy. We're 14 pings away, but let's go ahead and listen to Alliance as this may be a Kazakus turn.
Yes. Do it quick. So we
have time. So we take 5s.
we start with 5.
We start with a 5.
Could pick one thing with the pen out here.
So we start with a 5 though.
We start with a 5.
Yes.
Yeah. Deal 5, I guess. Both the other side.
Yeah, deal 5.
Yeah. 4 health or draw 2.
They do in flame strike.
I guess we take deal. Take 4.
Let's take 4. Then I
so
think
do we take a 10 now?
I'll take a 10.
Yeah, I think we take a 10 now. Yeah. Deal 8.
Deal 8.
No armor.
Okay.
Summon 3, I guess. The other ones.
Yeah, it should be summon 3.
Yeah.
Unfortunate pen out. What can we do?
Yeah, so now actually, if we use the corruption, it could have been a thing maybe. Because we're actually like full on board.
Yeah.
Blizzard.
Just Blizzard ping. Right?
Yeah, Blizzard ping.
Pink face.
Yeah, ping face.
You can clear the board.
Yeah, no, never.
The 5-mana potion, which is good.
Yeah.
So that's better than Argus, I guess.
Yeah.
And the only problem is like frost, stuff like that. But I mean, we can't really play around it, right? We kind of have to. Like the only minion we would ever want to play on the.
We can shadow bolt or.
Yeah, we can shadow bolt something, right? Yeah, that's fine. So we play this always.
Mountain Giant face with the 5-mana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please don't check if the Alex is us. We're in a okay spot, not that great though, because we're dead.
We get the...
that we were dead.
Yeah, since we didn't get any armor.
Yeah, if we got the armor, I think we're game since.
No armor from the Kazakus potions, which is actually a pretty big deal because now you can hear them saying if Alex comes out, they have no forms of healing really. So if this were an Alex turn, and actually Virtus Pro has another turn and 2 more draws to be able to do so with the Frost Nova.
Right. The big deal though is that they don't have Alex right now, and that's the critical tool. Without Alex Strauza, it's much more difficult to win, and that was what Alliance needed coming into this game. They needed Virtus Pro to not find Alex Strauza.
Interesting that they're going with the Alex.
Emperor?
Or Emperor, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The Emperor Thorsan. Maybe they're hoping that this 5 damage is going to get in.
Kobold.
Yeah.
Another 8 damage to be 3, 6, 14 plus 8, 22.
Yeah, I guess the burn spells are the most important to reduce.
22 attack from the Emperor and then hero power. I mean, the board's full right now. There's a chance that happens.
Yeah, they do have Blast Crystal Potion. Don't know what the second Kazakus potion is. Just know it's not armor.
It's 8 damage and summon 3 friendly minions that die this game.
Okay. Thank you, Admirable.
We got that from the super exclusive Trinity series Kazakus listening.
Yes, I love those.
It's a classic. Staple for many hours.
Mm-hmm. Well, Blast Crystal Potion, probably the easiest way to deal with that.
Yeah, they're debating the life tap here. There still are some tools that Alliance would like to find. Oh, Oh, hand space.
Hand space.
Okay, I was
I was gonna say they made this mistake last time.
I was like,
do not make this mistake again. Ooh, ice block. That's a whole extra turn.
And they have the Acolyte ping as well. So if they draw Blizzard, if they drew Frost Nova, they can buy a lot of turns here.
But they drew it sort of out of order. They needed like Alex into ice block. Now they won't be able to Alex and ice block same turn.
Right.
So they need Blizzard, Frostbolt. It's getting
3,
closer.
6, 9, 13, 17 from hand right now. With Evolved Kobold, they don't have access to the full range with ping. So it would be full -1. So let's send into Alliance as their turns get tougher and tougher.
So
We
we
should
park
win
them at
now.
1. Yeah.
So we didn't have any freezes.
So we park them at 1 red. Trade with the Acolyte.
So his hand is probably second block and a lot of burn.
So we always do it with this one, so we can just
Wait.
So we can just shadow bolt this because it doesn't spawn a 1/1 red. So we have more mana. We can
Yeah, I'm
actually
trying to think
just
if we're
shadow bolt
supposed to
this
kill
turn.
our own minion. We should maybe
this
kill our
turn.
minion this turn.
Yeah, maybe.
But how
Place
do we
it on
do that?
Blizzard.
We could go like Demon Rest, Shadow Bolt our first here.
And we can just hit in with this and shadow bolt it.
Oh yeah.
Hit in with the Impio Mouse and
Yeah.
shadow bolt it.
Yeah, that's better.
But do we shadow bolt it now?
Yeah, why not? What else are we shadow bolting?
Oh yeah, red tick comes with upper board. Makes sense. Yeah.
So we never play anything else.
Nope.
There's no reason.
Nope.
It's for vendor.
Kobold.
For top deck vendor.
Acolyte, Pink, and Ice Block. Now, would you go for... Wait. Would you go
There's
for Nova?
no reason to play first Nova.
No, yeah, makes sense. No, okay, yeah, just Pink and Ice Block.
Do they have direct damage? Don't they need to take 3 damage themselves?
All fire.
Does it help us? 3 damage?
Just, yeah, they can...
No, not really, right? We just
Yeah.
If
ping
they
Acolyte.
Acolyte, they are just going to be worse. Yeah, just Ice Block. Don't want to play anything.
What if we torch face?
No, you don't want to do it. You want to do it for Cobalt.
It's not enough damage, right?
Cards.
Or is it? Wait.
It's actually more cards. Wait, yeah. We're gonna draw Cobalt, that's for sure. But if we gotta draw Fireball and Torch in the same turn,
We have to draw Cobalt.
I'd probably still keep it.
Pause.
Some burn. So we just. So you thought like the block. Wait, we just do the same thing.
No,
But we
Rhythm
can't kill
Mistress
it
is
though.
pointless. Yeah, it's
Yeah, we
pointless.
can't kill it.
Oh, we could Demon Wrath next turn, but yeah, it's pointless.
So we just sit here and do nothing, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he has to kill us this turn, or we win.
Yep.
I mean, we could be done.
I mean,
Four
the
discount.
four discounted cards are burn.
I mean,
Like,
yeah,
there
they're
are
burn.
nothing else they can be.
Burn and Cobalt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, we win.
Next game.
Yeah, we win.
Yes.
He chose not to Frost Nova last turn. That's interesting. Because he actually had it for 3 mana.
That's quite interesting indeed.
Mind if I roll need?
Time runs out on me.
How do we kill him? Push him? Jirax's top deck?
No, I just played Abyssal Empress.
This gives away the least information. What if you cut Abyssal from Arena Lock?
Yeah, I mean, it does.
Yeah, I mean, that is a thing. Tice did it. Tice is not running Abyssal Enforcer, for example.
They've done it, TJ.
They defeated the Freeze Mage.
Very important win, too, and a lot of it boiled down to the lack of Alex Straza, which ended up being a lack of time for Virtus Pro in this matchup. The navigation from Alliance, I think, was spot on in this one, looking for turns to just get the pressure as early as possible. The Reno Jackson turn, I think they could have deciphered a hand range where they weren't at threat to burn, but then it would have forced the Reno Jackson later. So they played it on their terms, and that led to damage for Alliance at that point. And then the pressure every step of the way kept Virtus Pro off balance.
Yeah, and they weren't able to pick up the Evolved Kobold, which wasn't out at the end. They did have enough damage in hand should they have drawn Evolved Kobold off of those last two draws.
2 draws for it, too.
Yeah. Weren't able to pick it up, and that means Alliance takes that one win, a single win now with Reno Warlock. So now it's up to Virtus Pro to find a deck that's going to counter it. They do have Shaman.
Yep. They do have Druid.
They do have Paladin.
They got a lot of tools.
They got a lot of tools to take on this Reno lock. They're still in a great spot despite that loss. So, yeah, I'd still say Virtus Pro favored, but that's definitely a step in the right direction for Alliance and probably morale boost for them, at least just so they won't get swept. Game score matters.
Yeah, if it comes down to the tiebreakers at the end, the team that had won more games over the course of their series, that's that first tiebreaker. So it's very important that they not only pick up wins in the event that the loss happens, but again, a step in the right direction. This match is still winnable. All week long, we've been seeing decks take unfavorable matchup wins, and very decisively at that. It boils down to the openings for some of these builds. For instance, G2 yesterday with Druid had Jade Idol on turn 1. I believe it was 4 games in a row. That's a very key card when you're trying to build the Jades very quickly.
Jade Idol into Growth, into Blossom, or into Jade Spirit, like 3 games in a row. It was pretty powerful.
Powerful is the right word.
I want to say gross.
It's not very gross. I mean, it's a 1-1.
Yeah.
But it's important. And that's really the key, is the key draws definitely dictate a lot of the pace of these games. And that one, there was plenty of time for the key draw. It didn't show up. That's what makes it so unfavorable, is how much time a player has for that key draw.
Yeah, Virtus Pro has a few good matchups, but currently they're trying to decide which deck they want to use in this next game to try and close out the match or try and defeat this Reno Warlock. Again, as we mentioned, Paladin, pretty good matchup. Shaman, pretty good matchup. Even the Druid, decent matchup. Which one of those decks do they want to try and save for maybe a potential defeat on the last remaining deck from Alliance, which I believe is the Paladin?
I feel like if it's Jade Druid, it's a fantastic matchup, personally. Jade Druid fares very well against decks that have a slow build to their endgame and rely on Inevitability Engine rather than Combo Burst. And it looked to me like that build from Alliance was more focused on the inevitability of Jiraxis than it was on Leroy Faceless Burst combos. I know Ostkaka loves to play the Leroy Jenkins burst combos, but lately they've been starting to be phased out as players find counterplay to avoid those situations. It's a range that's fairly easy to read, but when I see the Soulfire there, that gives me the impression that they do have that burst, because that's the extra 4 damage on top of the Leroy combo.
I don't know, we didn't see any of those pieces last time. We also saw a Corruption.
Yeah.
Which is sometimes replacing Power Overwhelming and those types of lists. But it has become quite popular. I know a lot of the European players who have submitted decks for playoffs this weekend, for the winter playoffs, have submitted the list with Corruption. That seems very close to this one. But we'll see. It's a Paladin for Virtus Pro. Going to be taking on the Reno Lock. Probably one of the best matchups that they had left. And keep in mind, Virtus Pro still has a Shaman left in their arsenal.
Right.
And it matches up either against Reno Warlock or Paladin for the side of Alliance. So that Shaman can do some work once it comes out. Virtus Pro decides on the Paladin, though.
Yeah, the Murloc Paladin deck is a really interesting build versus Warlock as well. Alliance really has the job of ending the game before giant anyfin turns happen. They have very little interaction as far as transforming Murlocs are concerned. Like Mage, for instance, has Polymorph. For Virtus Pro, if they just get enough dead Murlocs, anyfin can happen, represents lethal, resurrecting all those Murlocs. Now, it takes a lot of time to get to that point, but Virtus Pro can kind of be on cruise control as they handle the threats Alliance throws at them.
Cruise control. Nope.
Thought you had something.
I messed up that joke.
It's the first time that's ever happened.
There's an episode of The Office where Michael Scott tries to go, like, "My, have the tables turned?" And he goes, "My, have the turntables?" And he just stops. That was that joke. I was going to say caps lock is cruise control for cool, but I started with cruise control, so I was like,
I did that earlier, where I was trying to say 9-card hand, and the words 9-hand just came out. I was like, what am I doing?
The old 9-hand.
9-card hand. That makes sense. Virtus Pro now with an option on their turn 3. It was looking like Acolyte of Pain, but with the Wicker Flame Burn Bristle, the question is how much utility does that card really provide? It's so good when you want to jam a Doomsayer down on a key turn as providing a double taunt effect because it has that Divine Shield. So I'm curious if Virtus Pro wants to go with the Acolyte of Pain here and roll into Barnes, or if they rather have the Wicker Flame Burn Bristle and simply pressure. You know, how much does an extra damage really mean at the end of the day?
It's a tough question.
I'd venture to say that not many people have done the data on 1 or 2 damage. Let's listen to Alliance as Virtus Pro mulls over turn 3.
Did they think about which 3-drop to play here? The Murloc or the Acolyte?
Yeah. I mean, if they have the Murloc, you normally play the Murloc. Okay, that's good.
Nice.
There's no way they can kill our Dooms.
Equality.
Equality, yeah. That would be something.
Just Doomsayer.
Yeah, there's no other play, right? Ever.
What about coining Mountain Giant?
Kappa? Kappa? World champion wants to coin Dooms. Coin Mountain Giant.
You could Peacekeeper for 1 draw. It's probably not that good.
That's pretty good for us, though.
Be my guess.
That's pretty good for us, I think. Yeah. I mean, there's no choice ever.
Yep.
Just play the big guy.
Yep.
Just play the big guy.
Hit the giant?
I'm thinking about hitting.
I like hitting it.
I'm on fire. The end is coming.
Feels a lot to me like Virtus Pro is playing on instinct, and their experience simply guiding them. Alliance, it's about power plays, turn after turn. All they're trying to do is power out threats and keep Virtus Pro under pressure.
Yeah, Virtus Pro. I feel like hitting it. Yeah, let's hit it.
Yeah, I like hitting it.
Yeah.
Makes sense here, too. If for some reason the Doomsayer gets dealt with, they have a swing again with the True Silver Champion to wipe it out. And the Wicker Flame Burn Bristle going to help keep their life total topped up, and the Ivory Knight could bring a lot as well. And with the Ragnaros Light Lord, the time to use your life total very aggressively is right now for Virtus Pro.
Yeah, I think the Ivory Knight to back it up also, since that's essentially slated as the play next turn.
Oh, yeah.
Means that, you're okay with taking those hits.
No Murlocs found yet, though. So that's something to really keep in mind as Alliance moves through this game is they can pace their pressure until Virtus Pro finds Murlocs. Once Virtus Pro starts finding a lot of Murlocs, then Alliance maybe has to turn it up a notch.
Find the Murlocs.
They're considering using Blast Crystal Potion here. I'm eyeing that Dirty Rat. And so are they.
Woo! Got him.
Wow.
And Blast Crystal Potion.
That's a big swing on the board because now Virtus Pro's down to charge the True Silver Champion. If they want to clear out this Mountain Giant, it's going to require Consecration this turn.
Yeah, I don't think they're too upset about that because that's a lot of resources used. Dirty Rat's gone. That's not a huge resource in this matchup. Blast Crystal Potion, an inverse Wild Growth. They're going to be a mana down the rest of the game that could interrupt some of their power turns. So I think that Virtus Pro's definitely okay with this.
Now, the rest of the turns for Alliance is just going to be a ragtag crew of minions trying to get pressure going. But losing the Ivory Knight heal as well as the card and not getting the board back from the Doomsayer turn, that is a lot to lose. I personally would exchange those resources to have an 8-4 and a 2-6 taunt out.
Probably.
Man, Virtus Pro's turn is just tough.
Move quickly.
This looks bad. How often do you turn 6 Consecration Hero Power?
They could save their life total and truce over the Dirty Rat and then trade off the Mountain Giant. But I feel like he wants something on the board.
Yeah, you want to use your life total right now because you have Ragnaros. Let's listen to Alliance as Virtus Pro continues to play aggressively with their life.
Reporting for duty.
Is that better than Earthen? I mean, we always go 2 and 3. The question is which ones we go with. I guess Imp Boss is better than Earthen.
Yeah, Peddler Imp, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I guess Blood Imp is not that bad. Flame Imp's pretty bad, right?
Isn't
Yeah, we
Flame
don't
Imp
care.
better? Wait, he's at 16.
Yeah, I guess. We don't care.
Yeah, I like the Flame Imp as well.
We could also go with Flame Imp Sun.
I think Incangus is just better.
Yeah. I'm silly.
Like, we could just... Like, there's... I mean, if he finds, like, card draw or something...
Tonight, a tale of wonder and magic.
So yeah, just trade into Imgan Boss and Hero Power.
I think we also trade the small imp.
Yeah, with a small Imp. Has to trade with the more.
That's a card.
Is it?
I don't know if we play it this turn, but it's a good...
I doubt we play this turn. I just like trade into War Leader and so.
Yeah, I think we still want to see every time, right?
It's really good against the 8-drop turn.
Yeah. They would have to find second cons or second truce up.
Yeah, I mean, there's Bluegill as well, or just Pyro, anything.
Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, when they attack all their minions...
I just want to block I want to block their 8-drop.
Yeah, we don't have a good answer to the 8-drop, so we still trade the War Leader.
Yeah. If they had Bluegill, they would have played less.
I think they would play every Murloc last turn.
Yeah.
I love the Sylvanas drop here.
Yeah, it's such a strong setup against a turn 8, just as they mentioned. I will say, though, on the turn they played Dark Peddler and got the Flame Imp, I really liked Sun Fury Protector onto the Peddler, played the Flame Imp down. That would have forced Ivory Knight into the 2-2, and they would have a 3-2 and a 2-3 versus a 1-1. Instead, they ended up with a 2-2.
Real bummer, man. But yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. And now they're in a pretty good position, though. Now they have a Sylvanas on board that can't be challenged going into a turn 8, which, of course, turn 8 being the power drop for the Murloc Paladin with Ragnaros Lightlord and Tyrion as those two heavy hitters.
Really tough for Virtus Pro to do anything here, honestly. All of their plays look bad, and at this point, it's a question of which is the least bad.
And if they just try and ignore this Sylvanas for a turn, they're going to take the 5 damage to the face. And then what? They're almost dead.
Yeah, look. Wild Pyromancer. Hero Power. Go. Suicide my board into your minions.
Is this the start of a comeback for Alliance? This game looks to be pretty much in their hands.
Earthen Ring's looking really strong here, too. The whole purpose of this play from Virtus Pro was to set up this trade. And that means Alliance has a chance to use a number of resources to offset that. And they have them.
I wonder.
About to be paid in spades.
They could just attack face with Sylvanas and then Abyssal Enforcer.
Well, it would clear their Sylvanas off.
So put them to 8 and they'd have a 6/6 on board.
It's true. I'm thinking the Earthen Ring and Taunt variation might be stronger, though.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth... That's what they're considering, though. They're thinking through all those options.
I'm just being your Trinity Series teammate. I'm trying to present you with options.
Just count lethal, all right? Like, that's what I'm doing.
Just keep track of the cards they kept, idiot.
We would have the most disorganized team possible. We should just grab a random guy from Twitch chat and join the Trinity Series.
Yeah, send your applications. Tweet at ESL Hearthstone using the hashtag Trinity Series if you want to join mine and Admirable's Trinity Series team.
We're only looking for people who are ranked 25 or better. Let's listen to Virtus Pro as they go through another tough turn.
Yeah, we might be better to Leroy. Yeah. Maybe we're forced to play back and to find equality the next card.
I wonder.
I mean, playing Doomsayer is bad. It just doesn't give us anything. Paramancer, yeah, we can play it. Just hero power and just doesn't feel correct. So I guess attacking 1-1 and 3-3 and playing back. The Shadow Bolt, we still need. Yeah, we have to find equality. We have to find equality, play Paramancer equality and Doomsayer.
Does that mean they have Tyrion as well?
No, I don't think it means anything.
It means their hands bad. I think it
Yeah, it just means their hands bad.
We could go face Abyssal. Face Abyssal Flame Imp.
Abyssal's pretty good though, but I mean, it makes some sense. Yeah, it makes some sense, right?
Yeah.
They do not have the board.
If we just hit it, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. Face Abyssal Flame Imp.
It's 5 more damage too. If the other play is hit, then maybe play we tap and play. I mean, Abyssal does. I guess we just do it right. We just do it right.
We get this right.
I like it. I like it.
Woo! That's a doozy.
Virtus Pro needs equality or they are...
Done.
This game is over. Yeah.
Oh, that's not the heal Alliance wanted.
That doesn't matter at this stage. Ninja's not enough.
That's the latest Ninja I've ever seen in my entire life. Alliance now on 2 straight wins with the Warlock. Some breathing room coming for Alliance's side and much needed at this point. 2-4 ball game.
Yeah, these wins are good because, you know, if Alliance loses this week, they're at a 1-3, which means they basically have to win out. And then they'll still probably be in tiebreaker situations. They came in as one of the teams with the lowest amount of wins, game wins, period. So they really need to, even if they lose, get as many game wins as possible to try and put themselves in a position where they can even qualify for playoffs, if that's the case. So, I, again, can't stress it enough. Alliance, every win means a lot to them.
Yes, and we're starting to see the turnaround of this series. And this is something that was happening yesterday at times as well, where a team would pick up a lot of wins with a build that wasn't necessarily meant to do that. And then the other team would pick up a lot of wins with a build that wasn't necessarily meant to do that. You know, throwing the Paladin in here, maybe it built some confidence for Alliance. If they get past Shaman with this Reno Warlock, whew, that could be downhill for Virtus Pro afterwards. But
yeah.
The problem is there's also Druid there. That's a hefty hitter versus the Warlock and Paladin that Alliance has left.
Druid, Shaman, and a potential mirror matchup. So Virtus Pro is by no means in a bad situation. I think that they have to sort of maybe suck it up and go with the Shaman here. See if they can just get these last 2 games out of the way, because Shaman does have pretty good matchups against both of those. Reno Warlock can sometimes be a toss-up, though. If they have Reno on 6, it can sometimes be hard.
I think it's one of the reasons they went with Paladin in this last game is they didn't get quite enough information in the previous Reno Warlock game to make a determination of whether or not combo is there. This game, they still, once again, saw no tools that would indicate that.
Maybe blown out, effectively.
Right. Maybe, though, they're starting to build a little confidence that it's not a Leroy combo build, which will allow them to play what appears to be more risky in certain situations. When you know that damage isn't there, you can do a lot more stuff with your life total and with your board than you can if you're always fearing 20 points from hand. That makes a huge difference on the game. The only thing I'm looking at is that they probably want to save their priest to line up against the Paladin deck from Alliance. Try to steal and anything can happen and threaten their own kill via Draconid Operative.
All right, well, it's going to go Druid this time around for Virtus Pro. See if they can get a win with that Reno Warlock against the Reno Warlock. Excuse me. But Yeah, this was sort of the second in line that we expected. I guess they really want that Shaman to be able to go up against the Paladin. Should that be the case, you know, they win this game with Druid, they lose with Paladin, boom. All of a sudden they have Shaman left to close it out for their team.
Once again, it's a scouting thing as well, where the Shaman has game against Paladin and against the Warlock build. The Druid has more game against the Warlock build than it does against the Paladin. I'm sorry, than it does against the Paladin, yes.
Paladin, yeah.
So I'm totally okay with them going with this one here, and a pretty reasonable opening hand. They have a Jade to start, they have Ramp to start, they pick up another Jade Spirit to get pressure, and Nourish to refill the hand. The important part for Virtus Pro is to make sure that they don't run out of gas as they move through this game.
Yeah, Jade out of 1, Coin Jade Blossom 2, Jade Spirit 3, Nourish 4, boom. Now that's what I call a curve.
Can make 26 different albums of that over the next few years.
Now that's what I call a curve, Volume 5.
They may actually not Jade Blossom here on 2 because of the sacrifice it would be making into this Mistress of Mixtures. There's a chance, I think, that you find a hero power.
Yeah, potentially, but I feel like the ramp plus the Jade ramp is more important than the body. But let's go and listen to Virtus Pro and see their plan.
They still going Jade Blossom.
Yeah, I don't think you innovate anything.
Yeah.
They're letting us kill their guys, but I mean, make some sense. We could play this. That's actually a play we could do.
This totally represents that they would have Jade Spirit. I really like playing the Bran here.
I don't
If
mean
they
anything.
want, huh?
Does it mean anything that they played this?
Yeah, it means that they have a drop next turn. Otherwise, they would just hero power.
It could be Fandral.
It could be Fandral. It could be a lot of
Fandral
things.
or Innervate any 6 drop.
But no matter what.
Yes, but I do like the brand either way.
Okay, nice.
Who knows what secrets will
Swipe. Yeah, definitely swipe because one of the cards is Drake in their hand.
I think we have to swipe that, yeah.
I like swipe.
Well, that interrupts Virtus Pro's plan quite severely because look at the curve from Alliance. 4-drop into 2-3 and into Emperor Thorsan.
Yep. It did interrupt Alliance a little bit as well. With the swipe. They ideally had a 4-11 Azure Drake here. I'm sorry, Twilight Drake. How do I always get those mixed up?
Drake Lexia.
Everyone does that. I like Drake too. He's a nice guy. He's the type of guy who'd forgive you for calling Twilight Drake Azure Drake.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Definitely. I agree.
He's the type of guy who wouldn't get mad at you for top decking Flame Wreath Faceless in a critical spot.
Don't agree. Everybody gets mad at that.
Jade Spirit, really the only play I think Virtus Pro has to go with here. Their game plan very linear. It's simply to avoid Alliance getting tremendous amounts of value from their cards and getting your own Jade stuff on board and eventually being a nuisance.
Yeah, I really like tap, trade with the 3/3 Earthring Farseer, the Drake in this situation. You want to get closer to Mountain Giant.
Yep. The other thing too is that early on, Alliance does have to hold off the damage so that they can have more life total later on and maybe just get into a big race when the Jades start hitting the board. So Earthring Farseer right now gives them a lot of board presence, allows them to get to Mountain Giant, and then initiate the race on their own, on their terms. That's the important part, their terms.
Let's go and listen in to Virtus Pro and see how they're going to do with this board.
Just play the green elephant.
Yeah, green elephant. But do we want to trade
Probably no.
4/6?
I mean, it plays around Hellfire, but
Yeah,
I don't think. But there's even if they have Hellfire, they still need to have multiple. So I think you just mark them, honestly.
So now we have to decide what we want to do.
They have Innervate in their hand, or they're bluffing.
Or they're just thinking about Yeah, okay.
About running it into Twilight.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they could be thinking about running it into Twilight.
From the way I've seen them play before, they do actually don't like a 9 might actually play stuff and then thinks about innervate.
So now the question is what we do.
I still think I used like a...
We hit.
Really?
We hit. This is on 3. It makes their swipe. I mean, then they can swipe face. They
Next turn we have a potential...
Like, swipe is just, like, better against this. They can swipe. I think we should...
I mean...
Like, the problem with playing Giant here is we other things with this next turn.
Yeah, we can Shadow Bolt Giant next turn.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty relevant.
Like, what are they gonna do next turn? Like, if we hit,
I mean,
we always hit red. We always hit red.
I think, yeah, sure, but they can go like 6-drop innervate hero power and just like,
yeah.
Like they can just play a 6-drop and kill the Emperor. I feel like making them act is actually kind of good with the Mountain Giant.
I would play Emperor. Your call.
Okay, play Emperor.
I kind of get what Oskak is saying, but
like just on board, it's not really doing much. Like he can actually get ahead on board if you play this. Whereas Mountain Giant, we kind of like force a mulch or like a lot of trades.
Yeah, but I mean, this just
the thing is that our next turn is free.
This makes our hands so much easier to play.
Well,
Bronze Brandbeard picked up.
That was quite a turn from Alliance. Oskaka makes an excellent point with 6-drop innervate and hero power that Virtus Pro ends up ahead on board. So his fear is Virtus Pro simply having minion and innervate going into that turn. From Alliance's perspective, they're looking on Orange's and Powder's point of view of unlocking the future potential. Oskaka's worried about falling behind and having that future potential play catch-up instead. The difference is, if Mountain Giant heads into Nourish, then your opponent's digging for mulch. If Emperor heads into Nourish, you are way far ahead.
And
I think Disaster struck for Virtus Pro.
Yeah, they didn't pick up anything. They can clear off the Emperor here, but that's a Nourish hero power turn, conceding all board initiative over to Alliance. Go for the throat.
That is a big board swing.
Now they can Mountain Giant, Dark Peddler, Imp Gang Boss.
They're looking at unlocking Jaraxxus early here, and if they can start cranking out Infernals before the Jades get out of control, that's game. They've Siphon Soul to back up the Jaraxxus on the following turn.
Virtus Pro is going to need a mulch ASAP. If they even have, I'm sure they have at least one. The question is, do they have two?
They have most of the teams that fit in two. They've cut Living Roots because they don't intend to play their Druid build.
Well,
versus
Luminosity
Control.
had Living Roots yesterday and also double mulch.
Yeah, they didn't have Raven Idols, I don't think. No, they did have Raven Idol.
They did, yeah. They had one Raven Idol.
Oh, they had no taunts. They had no Ancient of War, no Druid of the Claw.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
just behemoths.
Yeah, they don't like Ancient of War.
Just green elephants.
Yeah, information here on the Peddler first. The Mountain Giant will still go back to 4 mana. But that's big, and I imagine this is a take here for Alliance. Set up the... Oh.
Yeah, take 4 damage off the face.
Straight to the face. Let's listen to Virtus Pro as their turns get harder.
But I Nourish.
Nourish first.
No, I think so.
So trying to find mulch from Idol.
No other play.
Naturalize also good, so I take Naturalize.
Yeah, you take Naturalize every time.
So
Play,
just
play another Idol.
yeah. Yeah.
Wait.
We can really find mulch. So she's Naturalize. Great portal.
I like the portal.
So yeah, in Innervate, I draft the Drake and yeah.
I just clear the board.
I'm not sure.
It's unfortunate. Now the question is what we do. Like our other plays are kind of weak if we don't play Jirax. But if they just fill up the board, yeah. But if they just fill up the board, it's kind of unlikely.
Yeah, the problem is that we don't.
We have one Siphon. But I mean, they've played one Jade Idol. Like it shouldn't be like they shouldn't be able to fill up. Like we only have taunts in our hand. If I would be more confident with it if the Jades were 4/4, but they're 5/5.
It's such a good dirter. That's the only problem I have.
Why is it a good dirter?
Because getting like a Jade Spirit or Jade Behemoth.
With this hand, we're never getting ahead on board unless we play Jiraxis, and I don't think it's going to be better next.
Yeah.
I think
It's not going to be better next. And we have so many taunts. It has to be the spot for sure.
Yeah. So we hit the 2-1, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They played one.
I think we need to play Portal.
Portal. Afraid of dying.
Yes.
So yeah, Portal
plays
is...
Jade.
Portal and Jade Blossom, maybe.
Yeah, first Portal.
But does it matter the sequence?
Yeah, first Portal.
The Portal first?
Yeah,
Yes.
you can get Irdan.
So he has to use the AoE. That's a good part.
Jiraxis is out. And they have a lot of stuff to back it up. You heard they have, look at how many taunts they have. They have Second Ray Bruiser, Defender Vargas, Sunfigure Protector, Dirty Rat. They could just build a wall.
Trying to make Virtus Pro pay for it. The problem with it is that they had no way to predict Moonglade Portal as being part of the range. And that extra 6/6 on board is meaning a lot for Alliance. I mean, they talked about last turn, how do we ever get ahead on board if we don't land Jiraxis right now? And they're right about that. Jiraxis is never getting unlocked again other than that turn. But now where do they go?
One thing they do is make a 6/6 every turn.
It's definitely true. They need to get stuff out though. Like if they go with Siphon Soul right now. Oh boy.
Hellfire Shadow Bolt.
No. It's Shadow Bolt and Siphon Soul and 6/6. Yep.
Well, Alliance is making a 6/6 every turn for 2 mana, but Virtus Pro is potentially making 6/6 into larger than that for less than that.
Yeah, it's not dry hand this turn though, but they do have draws for it. So these next draws for Virtus Pro are critical.
Do they want to go with Bran Azure Drake with the Innervate in their hand, or do they want to try and cycle Wild Growths?
It depends on the rest of their build. If they have Ancient War in there, for instance, I imagine that Bran Azure Drake is probably the play you want to go for because you need to get mana out of your hand. Let's figure out how Virtus Pro is going to do this.
So you can play Valley Row and
Yeah, but if we draw with Wild Growth, we can little him. If we get swipe or Feral Rage. Wild Growth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it. I think you just play Aya.
Bran Aya.
Are you afraid of dying?
So hero power or what?
I would just Aya hero power. I mean, we died to combo.
I was saying about Feral Rage.
He has only one reduced card. Is that gonna be his last? Does he have full combo and the one reduced card is part of his combo? Of course we lose then, but like...
We could Hellfire attack into 7/7. Hero power.
No. We
I
don't
think I like
we're here
just leaving up the Aya and just dealing with it next turn. I don't want to get charged to the sunset.
No.
Okay.
But one thing we could do is Dirty Rat and then Bruiser.
Yeah, we can go Dirty Rat Bruiser. I don't hate it.
I like that it sets up for a better hill.
But play everything on the left so we can taunt the I guess no, it doesn't matter actually.
So we Dirty Rat to see what's out. What's that?
Hit wait, Bruiser, hit your face into the Bren and coil it.
Yeah.
And then trade the 6/6. And then maybe even Sun Fury.
So do we acidic?
Yeah,
acidic.
Yeah,
let's go. 2 things.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, they only have one.
Swipe is little. 2 draws.
So play
So you go Drake.
I guess.
Which is also lethal, right? Wait. No, it's not. I have enough mana, do we?
You play Wild Rock here, no?
What do you want to find?
Swipe. Still little. He's in the right living roots.
I guess you can do that.
You can play Malish and innervate Wrath if something.
So yeah, marching 6/6, killing.
Yeah, mulching 6/6 and then trade Aya, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna trade Aya, and I'm not gonna use boots or innervate, right?
No, you're not even dead to combo now. Because it's 1 damage off.
That's not bad. It's actually pretty good, right?
We can Sylvanas hero power.
Sylvanas hero power and Sun Fury, both of those, and hit both our minions into Azure Drake.
Yeah.
You could also save the Sylvanas.
We don't have Shadow Flame in our deck, so I really don't see the.
Well, it's we get it on like a bigger board. That's what I'm saying. Because it's
But
not super
how
awkward
does
for him.
he like?
I think this is a pretty good board to get it
But
on.
how does he deal with it? How does he deal with this?
Just Wrath. Or what are we
But
Sun
he
Fury?
can't. He can't hit into it. Like then he would still get a 7/1.
What are we taunting?
Taunting Sylvanas and
And 6/6.
Okay, sure, do it.
Yeah, just do that.
It's just a 7-2. I think I would have gone with Imp Gang Argus or stuff. I guess like Hero Power Gorilla about Argus.
I have no time for games.
I think this is just the best board we can get, though. I mean, it's kind of awkward for him. Like, sure, he can just hit in here and Wrath, but it still makes him have to use Wrath.
So maybe trade with Sylvanas. Find all Wrath Giant. Wrath Jade.
And rather cheap.
Yeah, I think you trade with Sylvanas.
Trade with Sylvanas and Wrath our Jade. Use friend.
Trade with Sylvanas. Say it again.
Play Find all Wrath.
Findle Wrath 6/6 and.
Yeah, I think you Wrath the 6/6. Don't you like it?
Yeah. Roots and Feral Rage.
How about Roots and Feral Rage?
I like
I
it.
like
I know as a play.
No. There was in Innervate Feral Rage.
Isn't Roots 7-2 was better?
Make it rid of the taunt. Not sure.
Yeah, not sure about that one.
Oh, this game's a doozy.
This is the most intense post Draxus battle I think I've seen. It's just a board battle. Usually when you play Draxus, you take the board very quickly and you don't give it up. I feel like there's a couple turns where Alliance could have made like stronger plays to the board, and that's given Virtus Pro a couple of opportunities. But I mean, still, they just have a 6/6 every turn is just so powerful.
Yeah, one of their major considerations for making the stronger boards is mulch on the other side. But if there is no mulch, I mean, they could have 2/7/7 taunts down and just started pushing. Now that they're not pushing, the Jades are threatening to get out of hand. Alliance is sitting at 8, and Virtus Pro had multiple draws for lethal with that Azure Drake on board. They had Swipe to get out of it and deliver the damage with the Living Roots, and all the resources have been ground out to nothing now. So Alliance, finally, this is about the last of their resources. The rest of the cards are bad.
Yeah.
But Virtus Pro has no board heading into the turn.
All right, we'll see. There still needs to be a little bit more damage from Alliance to finish out the game, I think. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 21, 25.
Here we go. Jade Idols are going to be very important draws for Virtus Pro.
Yeah, they need them.
That's their second Jade Idol, by the way.
So they have to shuffle. But
let's listen to Virtus Pro.
Shuffle, maybe.
Not
sure though.
Swipe is not gonna help. We have Swipe as a Drake and Swipe as a Drake and the Taunt. Yeah, not we have Behemoth. Don't have much. Swipe as a Drake and yeah, Behemoth.
Ah, okay.
So I shuffle it.
Think so.
You shuffle it.
Not. Yeah.
And then I Shadow Rage. Full armor.
For no one.
And then I need to find idol into idol.
Yeah.
Oops. This got one idol.
That's really good. We're gonna go with Blast Crystal Kazak. We go with Blast Crystal Kazakus.
Yeah, we always kind of hero power.
So the Kazak is what? The Kazak is what potion is it?
Five mana, because 10 mana doesn't really do. We want a hero power. So we're gonna go for 5 mana. Kazaku's 5 mana potion.
What do we want from the potion? I think we want 10.
We want polymorph mode.
Play it now, go for 5.
Go.
Huh?
Just
go
play
for
it now,
5.
go for 5.
Go.
I go for 5? Okay.
Yes.
Summon
transform a random.
transform.
Transform a random minion.
And +4? Yeah, +4 health, right?
Yeah, +4 health.
We'd never want armor, right? So +4 health.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't.
We can actually do it this turn, right?
Yeah, we can do it this turn.
No, I still like.
We want a hero power. Yeah, we want a hero power.
Yeah, trade the defender and Sun Fury into.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I like it more.
Yeah, I like this more too.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
No, it's definitely right. Like, the worst thing we can do is rope out a turn right now when we're so ahead.
Yeah. Not.
Wait, they have how many? 10, 20?
They have 23.
Yeah, so I have to play Taunt, Idol, and Hero Power.
Yes.
Why?
Oh,
Wait.
I can't play Jade Spirit. I need to Hero Power. Oh wait, now I can play.
But how we will win? I think we're playing Jade Spirit. Hope he doesn't have Siphon Soul.
You already played Siphon Soul.
Oh yeah, right.
Nice. Kazaku's into
Wait, can I just count it first? Wait.
We have
11 plus 6.
So we hit Kazakus into this, Hellfire, and then everything face.
20, yes.
So yeah, it's lethal.
Yeah, it's lethal.
Run the 6/6 in.
This is.
Or yeah, okay, this is more damage.
Yeah,
it's
This is the most damage. Yeah, boy.
Let's go.
Yeah, boy.
Ah, that one. That one feels so good.
That one feels good.
You can feel the intensity on the side of Alliance as they pick up their 3rd straight win with Reno Warlock. Their communication, all of them feel nervous right now.
They were still a little bit flustered in those last couple of turns. Some of those Jax's turns seemed a bit shaky, at least as far as communication goes, but definitely impressive. I mean, look at that scoreboard right now. 4 wins Mage, 3 wins Warlock.
They're matching it.
Yeah, I mean, now we have ourselves a series. It's still Virtus Pro favored, but only by a small margin. They have a lead, and they have the counter deck again, and they still have a deck that's good against it. They have the Shaman, but actually, Alliance's Reno Lock deck is actually built quite well for the Shaman. They cut some obvious cards that we heard last game, like Shadow Flame, and looks like they don't have combo.
Yeah.
And they have like just extra tools throughout the deck that they wouldn't other have, like Acidic Swamp Ooze, Corruption, can deal with Flamer Faceless delayed, since that's one of the things that comes before Siphon Soul.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The big thing, I think, is the corruption, really. If you look at how Flame Wreath Faceless wins against a Reno deck, it's because when Reno hits, the Flame Wreath Faceless is still on board. Mm-hmm. If you corruption it, sure, you take 7 damage, but you could drop a threat along with that. Maybe you buy that life with just a simple minion you play on board. If that Flame Wreath dies and you can land a Reno, that is almost 100% GG at that point.
Even just a Totem Golem. Boom.
It's totally fine. Yeah, using it on turn 1 on a Tunnel Trog is reasonable. You take 2 damage, maybe 3 at most with Coin Feral Spirit, and then the Tunnel Trog's gone. That's another card that can sit on the board a long time and threaten post-Reno Jackson damage. All they have to do is rustle early control of the board and keep it. Oh, geez. That's a zoo from Virtus Pro, and the fact that Alliance doesn't know this right now could punish them. You typically mulligan very greedy in a Warlock mirror match.
Does this indicate that Virtus Pro Shaman is something different than aggro Shaman?
There's a lot of mid-range Shaman that was put into European playoffs. Let's listen to the teams as they go through their mulligans.
Reno's just an insurance policy, right? It's just too good. They kept all their cards. That's interesting.
It's Sue.
Wow.
Oh my god, it's Sue.
Wow. That's a good card. That's a good card. We just go Coin Doomsayer.
Wait.
We always go Coin Doomsayer. We have 2-drop into...
No. It's actually not 100%. Wait. We can go...
Oh, they actually... I mean, when they kept this many cards...
Oh, do you want to go...
One, they can have Crazed Elk. 2, we could go Coin Ooze, trade, and then Doomsayer, and block the Councilman and Imp King Boss instead.
I like that.
I really like that lineup.
And there's not really much that blocks it, like Malkim Sulfur maybe.
Yeah, Malkim Sulfur, but then we can Doomsayer anyways.
Yeah, I like this more.
I like that.
Also, can we just take a moment to appreciate that we have by accident?
It's a juggler face.
I like it.
Yeah,
We don't really need juggler.
we just juggler and then go face.
Yeah.
Put this apple on your head.
Job done.
So we just do this always, and then when next turn we have face into this.
Trade Juggler, right?
Yeah, trade Juggler, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this was better than Coin Doomsayer, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. You're already mounting over it.
Should we actually trade into Juggler there?
Yes.
It's the same thing, right?
Now he has a guaranteed kill with Soul.
I mean, if he goes Soulfire, it's fine.
If he goes
our hand is so
crazed
good.
out, the Juggler's bad if he goes Crazed Elk.
Yeah.
Like the Juggler's really punishing if he more punishing if he kills it, and also it's pretty likely that he can kill. If he Soulfires it, you can probably kill it with Juggler either way, right?
Oskaka the Master.
Yeah, you can hear Orange. She's like, can we take a moment to appreciate the fact that we accidentally mulliganed well for Zoo?
What? His play of the Acidic Swamp Ooze is brilliant. If they play the Doomsayer and they run into Crazed Alchemist, they basically lose the game. Mm-hmm. If they delay the Imp Gang Boss or the Darkshire Councilman with the Doomsayer instead, because Virtus Pro takes care of it, that gives them the leverage to find a Kazaka's turn very easily for them. Additionally, it makes Virtus Pro play as though it's not there. Nyman just blundered!
Holy smokes!
The game's I think it's over. I don't think Virtus Pro can win after that. They just spent 3 cards
For 3 damage. For 3 face damage.
Side effects? No. Trust me.
That's brutal. That is. Oh my.
This could not have gone worse for Virtus Pro. That blunder cost them the game.
I like the Zoo pick, the Zoo play. I think that changing it up when you're at this place in the standings as Virtus Pro is great. I think that Zoo has some good matchups in the meta. It's unfortunate that that type of blunder occurred because that was just an error. I mean, you could see it in Naaman's face. There's no reason to make that play. That's just a complete error. Maybe a lapse in judgment, a misclick, who knows?
It's your brain just does weird things sometimes.
I mean,
his head, the Soulfire kills the Doomsayer. He's already gone in his head through the motion of attacking with Flame Imp. And so when he Soulfires, he's like, well, the Flame Imp still can attack. I've actually done that before. I've watched people do that before, too. Brains do weird things.
These guys have been playing for a long time now. The series has been pretty grueling so far. Those things happen. Let's take a look at the Kazakus potion options here. Icar of Undeath can bring back Doomsayer, so that's a little bit rough.
I think they're fine with that, honestly. They land a Doomsayer off of it. Let's listen to Virtus Pro after Disaster struck.
Maybe just dump the whole hand and hope. Get Direwolf, Trade, then Alchemist, Malkazar's Imp, Flame Imp, and go face.
I guess.
Doesn't matter though.
Almost out of time. You love my new recipe.
He's trading, okay. We just play Kazakus potion now, right?
Yeah.
We can never die. I mean, this means that he doesn't have to. So 3. That's that. We play that for sure. 100%.
Yes.
There's no way.
Is it time for another emote? No, maybe not.
No. We just do it.
Dude, the team tilt is like, it's even more like, it's bigger than like just individual tilt.
We do that.
I just want all of our opponents.
This is Doomguard. Wow, he actually has Doomguard, and
he didn't have Silverberg Golem.
So the max damage is.
The max damage is top. So the max damage is 11. So it's either Mountain Giant or probably Mountain Giant, right?
The absolute max damage is 8 plus whatever he has on board, which is.
How is
8
that?
Plus 6 is
how is it? How can he ever do 8?
Like Soulfire tap power well, but it's not even lethal. So just
so I mean, we still no. Sylvanas isn't better than Mountain.
Oh, okay, yeah, Mountain Giant is probably
because it doesn't. Potion might be better, but I think Mountain Giant is just better. The only bad thing is Argus, but then we can just still play Reno, and
This
we're
game
fine.
is represent one.
It's like we can't lose. Like the best play is Mountain Giant, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying like, what's the highest chance to lose? I guess.
No, this is I'm saying this is the
What if
best
you run
play.
the BGH?
So
Yeah, it is. Stop it. Just play Mountain Giant.
yeah, this is the best play. This has to be the best play. Like even if he runs BGH, we win this game. We can just go Reno into Twitch.
Virtus Pro a little rattled, but I mean they're still trying.
Yeah, you got to focus on something else after something like that. If you dwell on that, you're going to lose sight of some things.
And there's still series to play. This is not series losing, potentially game losing, but not series losing. So got to get it out of your head. And Alliance just trying to figure out ways that they could possibly lose from an almost unlosable situation. They have Reno, they have Kazaka's Potion, they have Abyssal Enforcer, they have a Sunfree Protected to block from potential, crazy Doomguard draws and lethals later on.
Man, Reno Jackson to heal to full and threaten lethal on Virtus Pro.
They're putting them to 9.
Yeah, that's done like dinner. That's 4 straight wins now for Alliance.
Defender Vargas might be able to buy him some time.
Yeah, time is not going to be enough, unfortunately, in the situation. It's Alliance healed back to 30, and they've hit their curve. At this point, they power out threat after threat after threat and have options to clear in case things got out of control.
Soulfire could be okay.
No, it can't.
Soulfire start trading.
That's losing.
Trade all day.
There's no hope left for this one. Virtus Pro needs to simply get out of this game, take a breather, focus.
Buying or selling.
You're on even footing now. How do you stop that?
Alcazar's in. Soulfire.
It's still entertaining to me that this is we're getting to this point, but down to 7 is life tap is starting to fade away for Virtus Pro. They have maybe 1 life tap left, and afterwards everything threatens lethal. The Abyssal Enforcer alone would threaten lethal.
They actually. Well, all right. Shadow Bolt is going to do it here. Virtus Pro trying to take the risk, see if they can piece together enough damage and block the damage from Mountain Giant.
Best hope, but
I guess Abyssal Enforcer does the same thing. Wow. 4 wins in a row now for Alliance after they were down 4-0 to Freeze Mage with bad matchups left.
What a set. And you could hear on the last turn, Ostkaka starting to play around the infinitesimally small possibilities that this Zoo deck has a big Game Hunter in it. He's like, what's our best chance to lose? Some weird tech card. But that's just not going to happen. And Powder, even if our Mountain Giant gets BGH, we're still going to win the game. And that's true. It probably still would have won the game.
Back when BGH was 3 mana, there was a small period in time where BGH was teched into Zoo.
Oh, it was really good.
To deal with Dr. Boom.
Yeah, you had to offset the Dr. Boom turn and then play your own Dr. Boom. And BGH was the key to that.
Yeah. All right, well, with the series tied up, it's time to see who's going to pull ahead. But we're going to go to a break. Don't go anywhere, guys. More Trinity series right after this.
Quickly.
Give it a shot.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Hearthstone Trinity series presented by ESL and Twitch. My name is TJ, joined by Nathan, that's Admirable Zamora. And man, do we have a series on our hands right now. Alliance and Virtus Pro tied up at 4 apiece after a 4-0 start from Virtus.
Yeah, what a turnaround. 4 straight with Warlock, and that's very impressive considering the matchups they've had to go through to get to this point. They took on a Jade Druid. There was 10 Jade Golems getting made, and Alliance was able to stay ahead and win. They had to face off against the Paladin build. Now, no spot in that game did Virtus Pro ever find a situation where anything could happen would have presented a problem for them. Now that it's tied 4-4, Virtus Pro finally unleashing the Shaman build. Finley will let us know that it's an aggressive Shaman build, and that means Alliance is going to be under pressure.
Why didn't they play the Shaman 45 minutes ago? That's what I want to know.
None of those other decks are good against Paladin anyway.
Yeah, I guess.
That's why.
But, I mean, Alliance has a decent start. Demon Wrath, great board clear. Soulfire, nice in a pinch. Reno Jackson.
Yeah, well.
It's not called Reno Warlock for nothing.
He might not be there in a pinch if they Soulfire too early on. And Mind Control Tech does offer some interesting spots at times, but Virtus Pro has a lightning fast hand
Yellow.
This is about as good as it gets.
Small time buck into patches. Coin that Finley.
Giddy up.
I was going to make a horse nose, but I can't. Admiral, could you make a horse nose for me?
I'm feeling it.
Thank you.
I don't know if the microphone's picking that up.
Thank you. Giddy up. That was the point.
Look at Powder after the Finley. Like, not like this. Steady shot as well. Alliance has got their work cut out for him, and it's turn 2.
Wow. That's, I mean, he's just having flashbacks to all the games that he plays on ladder. Come so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter.
I love how Dr. Hippie just has a golden shaman aggro deck.
Sure.
They've had all... I don't think we've seen a single golden card the whole day. This is what you do with...
That's not even a golden shaman portrait.
So many possibilities.
I know. That's... Like, this is what you do when you get second place at the World Championship.
You spend all of your money on golden cards.
It's not that much. I have a golden shaman deck. Most of it's just commons. It's like commons and then Finley patches.
Jade Claws is a rare.
I got lucky. I opened 2 of those. Alliance, what did they do here? Let's listen to Virtus Pro as Alliance struggles on turn 2.
They would have played it on Peddler, yeah. Because they're just a creative thing.
Yeah, probably a 3-non hand.
Yeah.
Golden far left, right?
Golden far left, yeah. And smart.
Now we have
Also, the Soulfire also becomes better if we...
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Give us the totem
golem, one time.
Give us the totem golem.
Give it to us.
Let's go.
Yes. Oh, baby. Eat.
Just have to play Jade Class.
Jade class, do you want to trade?
Probably no.
Yeah, it seems like they have 2 cards.
You trade your face into the 3-1 and the patches, I think.
Probably
not into
no,
Demon
it's better to do it.
It's Demon Rat. They have to play Totem Golem.
Okay, so we Demon Red, Mortal Coil.
Wow.
Like, do we just want to play Twilight Trick? I guess we could.
It makes sense, right? It's we're actually getting it on board.
Could. Yeah,
if we Demon Rat Mortal Coil, he just kills the totem.
That's true.
There's
but he only has 3 mana.
There's no power plays on 3, but
yeah.
We're just not going to die, right?
Twilight Drake killed Buccaneer.
Yeah, I like it.
If we have Demon Wrath Mortal Coil next turn, there's no way we die.
No, I don't think so. Like, the best play he has here is Feral.
Flame Tongue plus Southsea. Flame Tongue plus Southsea is 3 + 3 + 4 + 2. It's 12.
That's actually a lot.
12 and then Lava Burst Lightning Bolt's lethal, I guess. I mean, okay, it's not impossible.
But it's very unlikely. And he would have played it differently if he had some.
Well, it's a good point made by Oskaka. It's not impossible to die, but it's very unlikely. And Powder points out they just would have played it differently if they had all those tools. Which is true. They would have played it differently.
Is there any way that Virtus Pro can piece together enough damage next turn?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. According to my calculations, nope.
Nope.
I think 10 is their max damage next turn. With a South Sea deckhand draw. Be 5 from Lava Burst, 4 from the deckhand, and 1 from the Jade Claws.
And the Reno's just going to end things.
Yep. Yeah, keep the totem golem around. Let's listen to Virtus Pro as Alliance mulls over whether or not they want to take 2 damage.
All right, there we go.
So
I mean, you can still hope they don't have it, but
what do we do then? Libraries here. Tunnels, libraries face. Attack face.
Yeah, you definitely play
Probably.
Thanos.
yeah, you play Thanos 100%. And you probably just hope they don't have it.
That is.
Yeah, there's no 2 cards that kill us.
They have priest left.
Yeah, they have priest left.
And this list is actually really good against it.
Yep.
Corruption, Sylve.
It's really good against it.
Keep the totem again.
We're gonna be rich.
Maybe the wrong positioning, but we don't have Argus. I guess it doesn't matter.
I don't think there's any wrong positioning here.
I mean, obviously better to put the Reno and the Fort close.
Yeah, I'm saying like
I don't
it's
think
100% to win.
Faster than we him. He's like 5
We can just concede this. How to 1 out of 4 not win the series?
Yikes.
5 straight wins for Alliance with the Warlock. They started down 4 games to 0 and are now on match point.
That is impressive. That is more impressive than if Virtus Pro had just swept the series with Freeze Mage, I think. Because you can see how Virtus Pro, how down they are in their communication now that they're behind in the series, and once they started losing and things started to go downhill, Alliance was like that too, and they just kept focused, kept just trying to make the right decisions, and there's the result on your screen there. 5 wins in a row with Reno Warlock, and you heard them mention Virtus Pro has Priest left. That's the only deck they have left, and this Reno Warlock has a pretty favorable matchup against the Priest unless it's something crazy.
And that's a traditional Warlock Reno build. This one is teched with additional things.
Early game stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you rarely use combo to beat Dragon Priest. I'd say, you don't use combo to beat Dragon Priest. So, just having more early game tools, more stuff to fight back in that mid game as well is going to be, super valuable against Dragon Priest. Should it be Dragon Priest? The Virtus Pro has thrown some curveballs today.
Yeah.
With Zoo Warlock and Freeze Mage, maybe they have a different priest up their sleeve.
It'd be pretty tough to play a different priest, I'd say. Dragon Priest with Draconid Operative, that's about the best I think Priest has to offer, period.
Team Liquid, I believe it was Team Liquid, ran Reno Priest in week number 1 or 2.
Yeah.
They won a game.
Now, the tech that we did see crop up recently was Divine Spirit Interfire to actually deliver burst damage when your opponent's unexpecting. That's a tech that I think Virtus Pro could have in their build, but if they don't keep a very strict control on the board very early on, it's the dumpster for them. They have to have a strong curve. Without a strong curve, the Reno Warlock has way too much value and scales way better than Dragon Priest does.
Well, we know the next matchup. It's going to be that Reno Warlock versus that Priest. Teams are just taking some time now to regroup, refresh, make sure they're going into this matchup with a clear head. I think Virtus Pro needs to, overall, they've had some tough breaks in the last couple games. That Totem Golem being stolen by that mind control tech was...
And the Reno Jackson.
Just like kicking them when they're down.
Yeah. That match boils down very often to whether or not Reno Jackson is there. But step number 1 is check the board. Well, they got the check on the board with the mind control tech. They got the significant roll from it, and then had Reno Jackson. That is GG in that spot. No hope. And all of this compounds from the issue in the Warlock game, where the blunder that was made potentially just completely gave up their chance to win. If they kept that Flame Imp around, they still might lose, but they have a much better chance than the other way. And this is
better about the loss.
This is one of those matches that shows you do not give up just because you're behind and just because you're down. A single moment of a player losing focus can change the outcome.
Can change the course of history. I stood up when I said that.
TJ did stand up when he said that, and he's absolutely right. So this is a good opening hand for Virtus Pro, though. Let's listen into Alliance as they think through their mulligan.
Yep.
I think if there's anything we should be scared about, then they would have picked Priest before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what's it called?
Velen Mind Blast.
Like, yeah, Mind Blast Priest. I saw Mind Blast at preliminaries.
Yeah.
Maybe that was just troll.
Someone injured?
Job's done.
Did we corruption this? Seems pretty good.
No.
I would actually like to wait.
Yeah, you just pass and then you Doomsayer.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's
Sure.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Wait, so, okay, let's just think about it. Let's not. Okay, wait. No.
How?
I'm sure about it, but we can think about it so that we know what the correct is later.
Yeah.
Let's play the agent.
Are you mocking me?
The thing is, you can corruption anything and it dies.
Yeah,
You can
it's
corruption
true.
a Bran or like
But
a
isn't that one of the better ones in this matchup? We just
No, I would much rather do it on like Dracula.
okay, fine. But we sold
Well,
the Doomsayer here.
we're gonna corruption before turn 5, but I'm saying like like on a 3/6 or something, it could be. Yeah,
We
you can-
always Doomsayer here.
Yeah, this is always a Doomsayer. I like the Doomsayer into corruption.
But that doesn't.
I guess that's actually not the.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
I guess it worked out for Virtus Pro since they didn't have a turn 3 play anyway.
Well, they do lose their 2 minions on board, so
yeah, that's true.
You get a bit of a refund from it, but the point is it's buying Alliance time. And with the corruption in hand, you heard them talking about it. This will kill anything. That's especially important versus Priest, because Priest needs to get damage to stick to the board. It's not a deck that goes piece by piece and kills your opponent. It's a value-based deck. When Alliance buys this amount of time, they have a tempo tool with corruption, and they're going to be life tapping. Virtus Pro currently has no turn 4. This is bad news.
Bad news, Dragons.
Yeah, no bears.
No bears.
Just bad news, Dragons.
So many possibilities.
Unless you're Brian Kibler, then there's no bad news, Dragons.
Only good news, Dragons.
Yep.
And moderate news, Dragons.
Yeah. So Volcanic Drake's a pretty moderate news dragon.
Almost out of time.
Alliance, just debating on these 3 drops here. Bran,
Tap for sure.
yeah.
I don't even know either. You got a life tap, but it's just, that's the thing. Now, playing the Mistress of Mixtures, there is some consequence to playing it. If you attend a corruption next turn, you'll just give that away to the next minion you play. It's a good card, just not right now.
He'll pass.
I mean, this is a typical Priest turn 4, right?
Sure. It's not like they have tons of 4 drops. And Drax is picked up for Alliance. Let's go ahead and listen in.
Is operative.
Yeah, next turn is operative. But then we have Hellfire. That's the only thing we get.
We do have corruption as well.
I like playing both the dudes.
Yeah.
You like playing both the dudes?
Yeah.
What are we
we have a
doing
big
next
hand.
turn? What are we doing next turn if he goes to operative? Just tap corruption?
Tap corruption, or we could draw something.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
We have to get the cards out of our hand at some point, and the Imp Gang is never really that bad. There's not like super insane like stuff for him.
I'm fine with this.
Try to find her back. The dragon at operative. I mean, I could also play the corruptor, but I think the operative is just better.
Yeah, that was just better.
Secret agent coming.
Abyssal?
Yeah, I like Abyssal.
I like Abyssal.
So what do we do now? Tap?
I think we start with tapping.
I would never play second read ever.
No.
So we tap.
Tap, Recorruption, you trade into the Imp Gang, it's okay.
Yeah.
You want to find Emperor, you want to find Kazakus.
That's not bad. But we corruption this, right?
Yeah.
And we don't coin. I mean,
we save the coin, I think, for Jiraxis.
Yeah, I want to save it for Jiraxis.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't see a great use of the coin this turn.
Like the thing is, we're floating 2 mana now, and the.
I mean,
it's not like
the end of the world.
Yeah.
Corruption's good.
It's pretty good. I love that it's making a comeback.
Was it ever there? I don't think I've ever recalled Corruption being played prior to this year. Well, not like in a successful build.
I love that it's making an entrance.
Attaboy.
Attaboy.
Yeah, Virtus Pro trying to keep that strict control, but the Doomsayer set them back so far early on. And there's the Kazakus.
Here we go. Oh, maybe not. They're going to think about it.
Who knows what secrets?
Here comes the brand. Here comes the coin. Time for another super exclusive Trinity Series. Kazakus, listen in.
Let's start with the 5. 4 damage.
I guess we take 4 damage, Joel.
Is it for sure?
It's not bad.
No,
Yeah, it's just good. It's just good.
He's gonna trade. Yeah, he's gonna trade it.
Take it. Nice to have.
And summon too.
Yeah.
We played Doomsayer, but it's okay.
We probably take another 5 after that, right?
I think because we have Jiraxis, I think the 5's better.
Yeah. I also like 5.
You could get like some plus health.
Deal 5 or deal 4 to all? I guess deal 5 actually, right? Since we already have 1 deal 5.
The issue with our hand right now is that we can't answer.
And transform or
summon too.
Think
I would res this. Yeah, I would res because the 5 damage is already good for single target.
Go face.
Go face. Like the 5 damage is likely to be able to clear like a 6 HP minion.
It's just if they have 2 minions, right?
Yeah, like maybe Rag, but we can probably handle Rag.
Yeah, we have 2 ways to kill Rag.
Try it with Brandon and heal.
Doesn't play about 4 damage AoE, but I think it's still fine.
Well, those potions are going to do some heavy lifting this game. Have a 4 damage potion available in hand. And that's 2 5/4s. Alliance does have a 1/1 though.
Yeah. That's great. 1/1s are great. Also Sylvanas. We heard them talk about how good Sylvanas is in this matchup in particular. Because Priest usually doesn't have a way to deal with it. A lot of times, in order for them to get past big threats, they just Shadow of Death and go.
Doomsayer is a possible res. That's Doomsayer.
It just buys them a turn.
That's the thing, is it buys them a turn to get their own board developed. But this was not the ideal situation for them on Doomsayer. The redevelopment isn't super strong from Alliance, but the key is they get the first minions down, and then they have Jiraxis. And the whole game they've been talking about landing Jiraxis as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you do here now if you're Virtus Pro? I mean, looks like they're just going to try and get the mana from Netherspite Historian out of the way, search for a dragon. Draconid Operative, I guess, is really the only pickup that makes sense here. And this is an entire turn that's going to be given over to Alliance.
They really want to use a card draw effect here, but they need those minions to fight with. I don't think they can afford to sacrifice simply to dig. Looks like a second-rate bruiser to me, but Sylvanas is awfully tempting.
Sylvanas runs right into a Shadow Word Death after they've drawn this many cards, so on an empty board, Sylvanas has a lot more value. The 4 health, though, on an empty board from the second-rate bruiser, love that, because that's almost impossible for them to deal with without a pickup from Draconid Operative or still on those lines.
I think their question here is going to be between life tap and getting a 3/3 on board. Earthen Ring Farseer does offer some potential to keep the second-rate bruiser healthy, and at the same time, Mind Control Tech Sometimes the boards do get a little bit out of hand. So when they play the mind control tech here, they do not intend to ever lose control of the board again.
Engaging TC-130 into dislocator.
Yeah, and with 2 Doomsayers in the pool, that second potion is a little bit dangerous. So it deals 5 damage and it resummons 2 minions. So they would need a lot of stuff dead to cut into that. Let's listen to Virtus Pro as they try to fight off this tough turn.
We can play Ragnaros this turn.
Rag?
Yes.
I guess it's not bad, no.
I think we have to find use Drag as a finisher after they play Drax. So I like playing Bran and Operative. I'm just playing Enforcer.
But, I mean, Bran and then Enforcer is pretty good together, right? Just always, like, clears their board completely. But we also have Dragonfire Potion, so...
Quickly.
I like Rag. I don't know.
Play the Rag then.
My one.
Okay, I'll go for it. Just make sure to be careful.
They have a lot of one-target removal, though, so...
Potion. We can steal. No, we can't steal it next turn. Oh, I thought we had 10 mana. My bad.
We can.
Like, how do we get punished?
Okay, so hear me out. What about send the Bruiser in and the potion, the Ragnaros? Even if we get Doomsayer back, we can use the Araxes on the next turn. And if you get other things back, that's great.
Okay, other things we can actually shut up.
Yeah, I guess
Keep the Bruiser alive.
Oh, you mean Kasaka's potion?
We go Kasaka's potion first and see what we get Doomsayer.
If we get Doomsayer, we
could
trade.
Then we play Shadow Bolt otherwise. I guess we can always use Sylvanas, right?
I don't like using Sylvanas.
No, I mean, we can always use it later, that's what I meant.
Okay, yeah. Okay, go for that.
So we go Potion first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we want to keep it alive now?
Yeah,
I want to keep it alive.
They're dealing with the board well, but now Kasaka's potions are gone. Virtus Pro still has a lot of cards. A lot of it's reactive, but you heard them talking about Bran Abyssal Enforcer.
It's looking pretty darn good right now.
Yeah, it clears the whole board except for 1/1/1 would be left around, but that's really not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things.
Is it left around? Oh, yeah. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, but Draconid Operative is going to be able to provide them with some more options in the short term. Ooh. Mountain Giant's actually pretty cheap.
It's not that bad. I mean, they're going to have 9 cards in hand and draw to 10. Yeah, seems good to me. I like Emperor Thaurissan.
I don't know. Soulfire might be able to provide that additional post-Jaraxxus burst.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward because this is a spot in the game where they need to decide how they're actually going to win. And so if they just pick a bunch of value cards, that's how they're going to win. If they take the Soulfire now, it means they're saying we intend to burst post-Jaraxxus rather than rule the board. It's a tough decision to make.
And just a heal.
Yeah, Twilight Whelp not really providing anything on board here. Alliance, this has got to be a Jaraxxus turn, I think.
I don't know. Yeah. Well. Yeah, I guess this is really the only time. They don't
clear the operative and keep a 4/3.
They don't have any taunts to follow this up, but I guess they have so many in their deck. They still have Sun Fury, they still have Argus. They have Reno and Earthen Ring to provide some healing. They have Twisting Nether when things get a little bit.
Nether, make a 6/6. It's pretty gosh darn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are some nice trades for them. Complete control of the board. Jaraxxus is out. Let's listen into Virtus Pro and see if they have a plan to deal with this Jaraxxus.
You can play Mountain Giant Thaurissan.
What? Mountain Giant and Emperor?
No, the Giant and Thaurissan.
Yes.
Then the Giant and the Emperor. Yeah.
I like that, yeah.
I must consider.
Pass.
Yeah, it's like playing Dragon.
think you pass, yeah.
It's pretty good for them.
You could have stolen Bran, actually.
Yeah. Sylvanas, Hero Power, Sun Fury.
Oh, that's risky.
How?
Into
Is it-
silence and stuff. I kind of wanted to like hit the Bruiser into the Giant, Hellfire, trade the Imp Gang, and then just full clear everything.
With Reno?
Weapon into the Emperor. I don't know exactly. I guess you could go. I could just go
So
first.
hit-
Hero Power.
I think the Sylvanas.
It's so risky into Cabal.
Yeah.
Cabal songs, right?
Yeah.
But we have several tons. We have
No, not for lethal, but he gets another
So
Emperor
we-
discount.
So we hit.
we can clear the Emperor while doing that.
I like
Oh.
the Hellfire play.
Okay, sweet.
I like the Hellfire play. It seems fun.
Still,
We
something's
can always
always
do.
good.
Yeah, that's always good.
Okay.
Okay, so hit the
So-
Bruiser into the Giant,
Hit the Bruiser,
Hellfire,
Hellfire.
Imp Gang into the Giant, face into the.
Are we fine? Are we fine with Earthen?
I would heal.
Maybe you can Reno. Okay, you can Reno.
Reno?
No. Is
No,
Earthen-
no.
Don't.
For Seer Hero Power.
Yeah, Farseer Hero Power should be better.
There's Soulfire, Brand Corruptor. Oh my god.
No, they don't have.
No, there's no corruptors. They play both.
Okay, they played both Corruptors. Okay.
Yeah, this should be fine. We should never die here.
Yeah, they could have picked Soulfire though, off of the thing.
Yeah, they play two of our. So what? So they're one card.
They're actually like Holy Nova.
I mean, just Holy Nova double Soulfire, right? Or no, they already played two cards.
They only have one. They only have one of our cards.
Die. And this is just better on board. Like we get.
I was thinking about the Abyssal.
Abyssal and Shadow Death, then you have to use Shadow
But I think Dragon, Azure Drake and Dragonfire Potion is better.
But we will not let him play double Inferno at Fantorum.
No, so we just play Azure Drake and Dragonfire.
But do you want to play Dragon now? I think,
I'm pretty sure the Dragon isn't active.
Yeah, so we'll play.
No, just pass.
Really? I would just pass, honestly.
Okay.
Cleric just dies too easily right now.
They're dealing with stuff pretty well. You got to give that to them. They have a lot of options still in the hand. Double Shadow or Death, Abyssal Enforcer, Holy Nova. They have plenty of ways to clear. And Nether Spy Historian for some more gas. So maybe they could piece together a win. Alliance still has to play very defensively because of the possibility of what that last card could be from Draconid Operative.
I mean, Osaka has been super nervous about dying. He's focused on how do we lose.
He was worried about Bran and Blackwing Corruptor when both Blackwings and Bran have all
And a
been played.
Soulfire.
And a Soulfire. Jeez. That's some nerves right there.
Your judgment's clouded. You don't think about some of the things in the game. That includes paying attention to what cards have already been played. That focus adds up, and it really matters. Powder just looks nervous as well. He doesn't know what to do. They're afraid of dying.
Looks like Sylvanas Sun Fury.
Yep.
Is going to be the play. They can even throw out a... oh, no. Never mind. They'd already hero powered. I was like, whoa.
That's what Auction Master Beardo's for.
Yeah, Beardo. Let's go listen into VP and see what they're thinking.
In 3 out of 4 cases, that's lethal.
Yeah, I think we
Yes.
have to go for it.
Abyssal first, then double one drop.
Yeah, then double 1 drop. I mean 0 drop. Do it.
Someone injured?
Unlucky.
Wow.
Don't. Oh my god.
Thank you, Ben Broad.
Thank you, Ben Broad.
Thank you.
Wait,
So what
okay,
do
so
we
let's
do?
figure out this turn.
Okay, let's calm down.
Blast
We can-
Crystal Reno.
Yeah, we can go Blast Crystal Reno.
And hit the
Yeah, we can hit the two.
Yeah, and then we hit the Twilight as well.
We can heal with this as well. We don't have to Reno.
We have to Reno.
This puts us to 5. Like, how do we die at 5? How do we die at 5?
I'm just scared, dude.
I'm scared.
How do we die at 4? Now, how do we die at 6? 6
No,
is
but we want to get to Reno down either way, right?
Yeah, but that means we can't hero power. Like, with this, we can hero power.
Maybe you're actually right.
Okay, yeah, you're
We're always blast crystaling this, like always.
Blast Crystal, Bender. He played all of his operated cards. He plays all of his operated cards.
Yeah, he played all operated cards.
Can we at least hit the? Can we at least go to 6 instead of?
Yeah, I like going to 6.
Yeah, just get the hero power in.
Yeah.
So what kills us now?
Like,
we can still operate in Soulfire, but and discount our Holy Nova. That's what kills us, right?
So start with Historian.
Yeah.
Once upon a time.
Think
Dazzling?
Yeah, Dazzling, yeah. Just wait until he's gonna use Siphon Soul or the just another.
I think we do Shadow Word Death.
Shadow Word Pain as well.
Shadow Word Death, Shadow Word Pain.
Yeah.
And then we go Cobalt Talon Priest and Shadow Power Shield.
And Power Shield? Don't you want to play the 3 Maya?
You can play both. You can play the Talon Priest on the 1/3, and then you can shield the.
Right.
Yeah, like hit.
That seems pretty good.
Here.
Hit Reno.
Yeah.
Yes.
And let's not play the ooze, so we can go mount.
Yeah.
You guys agree with that?
What way?
Like we can afford to play the ooze as well.
But then we can go mountain here.
But then we can go mountain.
Yeah, I like keeping it then.
It's nice to hit though. They don't have twisting, so we should go mountain here.
Yeah.
So yeah. It makes sense. It makes sense.
And just play all.
I think you just play the Drake and the Technician and the Death.
My work is paramount. Leave me alone.
I want to keep twisting for the Nether Spite.
Yeah, Mountain Giant hero power seems fine. They only have 4 damage on.
Well, we are out of healing. I guess it won't. It probably won't go to fatigue, right?
No, we have Siphon. We have Siphon.
Okay,
We have Siphon and Argus left.
Yeah, but we have to play pretty defensively with our health total. Is what I'm saying.
But this has to be fine.
We are also out of taunts, right?
No, we have a defender.
We have a defender.
And Turret.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's fine to play the Mountain Giant hero power.
Yeah, me too.
And kill that.
Just killing Dasher Drake. Do we hit with the weapon?
We only have 3 charges left.
We're not gonna face tank 3 times.
No.
That's true.
I mean, I guess we just.
This isn't time. Alright.
Yeah, I think we have to go for it.
What happens if we just double smack him? I mean, the rest of our hand just doesn't do anything, right?
Yes.
Just
We have Black and Objective. We also have Cobalt Talon Priest, Shadow Brain.
Yeah. I wonder ahead.
That's true.
Twisting that.
That's true. Okay, twisting.
Yeah.
We all agree on twisting?
Yes.
Okay.
Like another thing now, let's say draw the Dragon and pressure them, we can go Siphon and we have
I like it. Do we hit? I guess we do.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Yeah, we hit.
Say he plays Harrison, I don't know.
Yeah, we hit.
Like, what do you want? Draconid Operative into...
And
I don't even know. It's just like no cards. It's just...
Do we ever
We have
play
Targus?
Peddler? We don't have Targus, but why not? If they play Deathwing in their own deck, but it doesn't.
It's
So
not
why not
safe.
Argus?
We
It's
still have
7,
Siphon.
14.
What about the peddler?
Yeah, I think we play it.
Sure.
So what's in their hand? Could be operative
We
maybe.
take patches.
Patches,
One damage.
yes.
We probably should take Coldshire, but
Patches.
Take patches.
Memes.
Memes.